okay?
Yes.
That's a circle, correct?
Yes, but I'm pretty sure the circumference
Right.
is based off of the planet was completely flat, or not flat, but like the surface there was no mountains.
Yeah, but listen, right? What I'm saying is there should be a rate
This
that
guy
that
doing it
curve
with
will
no
up, correct?
What is he doing?
Who's laughing? Stop, please. You can laugh, just mute
Okay.
yourself.
Yeah.
So if you've got a circle and it's 24,901 miles, from the 12 o'clock to the 3 o'clock, there's a rate at which it arcs and curves. Do you know the formula for that?
No. Wait 1 second. I could just divide it by. 1 second. Let me do the math.
How thick is the Earth?
So wait, you said from the 12 to 3 o'clock position?
Yeah. What's the
Well,
rate?
each position would be 2,000. It would be 2,000 miles. So you're talking about 6,000 miles. You have to be able to see 6,000 miles.
No, we're not talking about seeing 6,000. I'm asking you the curvature rate per mile. How much curvature should there be over 10 miles, over 100 miles? Do you actually understand this?
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Okay,
Sure.
so what is that curvature rate?
Let me 1 second.
Earth square.
Okay, I'll give you.
I was expecting the Earth is flat.
Calm down.
Yep, it is.
We're having a conversation with Jake at
Oh,
the moment.
sorry.
But why do you think it's flat?
Drawing Minecraft Earth.
Calm down.
Okay, now answer him, Logran. He asked you why you think it's flat.
We see too far.
We don't see too far though.
Hold on.
Do.
What is the curvature rate? See, this is the point. You have a concept called the globe model, right? That's not reality. That's a concept.
So one kilometer is 0.00.
About circumference. So I'm trying to get to this understanding.
Okay, so the curvature of 1 kilometer is 0.00008 kilometers, which is 0.08.
Yeah, but then it exponentially drops or grows as you increase the distance.
It's 1.225. It's the formula is 1.225 times the square root of the observer height in feet.
That's for the geometric horizon. More asking for the curvature rate, the 7.98 inches per mile squared.
You can make it, Jake. You can make it simple, and it's just 8 inches per mile squared. A parabolic drop from the observer. And the first mile would be like 8 inches, and the second mile would be 2.66 feet. The third mile would be 6 feet. So if you're looking over water over 3 miles, if you put your head in the sand over 3 miles, you shouldn't be able to see past 3 miles. Does that make sense?
One second.
Unless there was something taller than the horizon.
Wait, say again. Wait, what were you saying about the curvature rate? You said it was like point.
No, you wouldn't be able to see a 6-foot man standing 3 miles away from you if your head was in the sand, but we can.
This is the problem, yeah. The globe says that the drop rate is at 7.98 inches per mile squared. We round it up to 8 inches per mile squared. Although it's a parabolic curve, it's accurate up to 500 miles, okay? So basically, there should be a rate of drop. If it's 24,901 miles, okay, it has to fit the 8 inches per mile square of drop. You understand? So if we don't get the 8 inches per mile square of drop, we don't have the 24,901 miles.
8 inches per mile. So.
No, it's 7.98 inches per mile squared. We round it up to 8 inches. Just
I don't even think it's that.
It is actually.
Okay, so it's 1 kilometer it'd be 3.14961 inches.
Right, now go to 10 kilometers.
Okay, so 10 kilometers, 7.85 meters. So 7.85. That's 309.0551 inches.
So, but what you're getting at is there's an actual measurement, right?
Yes.
And we don't
and then when that's tested, it doesn't pan out.
Okay. What? Yeah.
And
Have
we've
you
learned that
guys
there's
ever
other
shot a gun?
explanations.
Have you guys ever shot a gun?
Yeah, don't even go there because you've already been disproven on that as
You
well.
didn't disprove
Yeah.
me though.
What about
Yes, we
it?
did.
What about
We're
the gun? Are you
talking
going to
about-
talk about
Okay,
the
so when
gun
you shoot a
before
gun, you don't
attack?
shoot it. If the Earth was flat, if you shot a gun, it would fly straight.
Hold on.
It would
Right,
go
yeah, you're
straight. It
talking
wouldn't
about
dip. It
when I-
wouldn't go down because of
So,
gravity
you're talking
causes.
about rifling and bullet drop. You're talking about things you don't know what you're talking about. Just
I am though.
let's stick to the
I've shot
basics.
guns before.
Yeah, you're gish
Hold on.
galloping. You're gish
Wait, I
galloping.
can-
Let's stick to the
Logran.
mathematics, right?
He just needs to know that what he's talking about is an effect. It's not a cause.
Yeah, but
so
he's
when you're
gish
a
galloping.
scientific
He's trying to
observation,
move the goalpost. Right, bring it back to
I'm not
reality.
moving. You're moving the
okay?
goalpost.
Um,
I'm just
when
giving.
we-
I'm giving you an example of why it's
Listen,
why
I
it's
don't
right.
care about your example. It's bullshit. Listen to me, okay?
yeah.
The globe model has made certain claims about the size. When we do the measurements and the observations across bodies of water, the distances we're able to see are not possible if that globe model were accurate.
You can't.
Reality debunks the globe model every
Okay,
time.
so
When they're
Logran,
doing.
Lonely has something to say. You guys let Lonely say something?
Okay.
What do you want to say?
Okay,
Let's see.
so quick question. If the words, sorry. If the
alright.
world is supposedly flat, I have on the side, is it just like thick on the side, or like what is
I
the
don't know.
We don't know. Look, the simple fact
No.
is
It
that
could be
flat's
super
not a
thick.
shape,
And
it's
also
a
the question
strip.
is, how would anything fit in the middle, and like how the fuck are we still staying on the Earth?
You have a container, we're stationary, right? But you see, this is the simple thing, right? You at the moment with the globe model, they've been working on it for a few hundred years. They've plugged all the holes in the model, right? But the simple fact is over on this side, we don't have all the answers. We have more questions.
Hold on,
We
Logran.
have more investigations. But the simple
Logran, she's
fact
looking. She's looking for a different answer, and the
is
answer to that is
reality debunks the globe model every time. And obviously,
Lonely.
you've got
I was-
oceans and lakes and things.
Wait,
you have to
can I
have a
no longer
container.
share my screen? You guys
okay. So hey, Lonely, you said how do we stay on the flat Earth? But think about what they try to tell you that you're on right now. They convinced you that you're on a spinning water ball inside an infinite vacuum of space with no cover around you, nothing.
Well, it's not. We don't know if it's infinite. We can just assume it's infinite.
Okay,
It's a
well,
number that we
there-
can't calculate.
We don't exactly.
Okay, but
like,
nonetheless, they've convinced everyone.
only human living
Who's convinced
organism
everyone?
on this whole entire fucking
I guess it
universe.
would be the government indoctrination centers.
What? No.
Hang on, Jake. We're going to go ahead and server mute you for right now and let Lonely Fi continue what she was talking about because you
You can just
interrupted her.
call me Lori. It's more easier.
What do you think about that, Lonely? About like, wouldn't it be a lot easier to stay on a flat Earth than it would be on a globe Earth that's spinning around inside a vacuum?
If it was a flat Earth, staying on in a vacuum, like you said, I feel like I would have been having more questions on the fact of I wish I could
No.
show a screen.
Well, no, it's a flat Earth with some type of containment.
A flat Earth with some type of container, but that wouldn't make much sense.
Why not?
Because what is the container? How much length
Well, we
is the
don't.
container surrounding it? Exactly. You
We don't know. We don't know, but they tell us don't go explore. Everything's been found.
Who tells us this?
Everything's
Just
not.
do your job. Go to work. Go to school. Do your job. Go to work. Buy this. Buy that. Obey these laws. Don't go here. Don't go there. You're not allowed to do this. We're controlled.
Yeah, but
Don't
for
do it.
specific purposes, it's just that to keep order for them, at least. I'm not saying I support these types of laws because they're all bullshit.
Well, what's keeping order is they have their families. You know, all these elites. They have their families that are going to control all the things that we don't know about, right? Which there could be more land. There could be more resources.
In their workplace to their families. I'm just saying.
Think about like being on a spinning water ball most people would never want to go explore. Everything's been found, right?
Personally, with how many layers the Earth has and the crust and shit, I don't believe everything's been found. That is just a fictional thing, like all those stories.
Yeah, that's true.
Not everything has been found. You can't possibly search every single inch of the Earth in the span of, I don't know, even remember how many years we've probably been human beings on this Earth. It's just not, like, humanly possible, because every single few, like, thousands, millions, billions of years, the Earth's crust eventually breaks apart and moves to either underwater, most parts go up to the air thingamabobs.
Doesn't have to be a globe for things like that to happen, though.
That is funny.
You got any evidence for that?
Listen, I was going to say, when was the last time we even measured continental drift? To say that plates move, float, and do all that without no proof is just, it's ludicrous.
Yeah, that's true.
What you have to understand, right? What you need to understand is, listen, it's called topography. That's the way it was shaped and formed in the beginning. You're assuming that they were above water and then got underwater. But the truth is, we've never measured 1 millimeter of movement of a continent or a plate. That's why tectonic theory is just that. It's theory. You can't prove it. You can't demonstrate it. It's not reality or fact.
Mayor's fact that all the information that we have is indicative of it not moving, because we have different like ancient structures that they've got in different geological places that line up with stars, and they still line up with the same stars after all these years. So it's like, if the continents or the Earth was moving and shifting on this crust that they claim that we have, right, then that wouldn't happen. And the 8 inches per mile square is accurate up to 1,000 miles. And beyond that, you have to revert back to, right, the original formula, which is 1.225 times the square root of the observer out in feet. Now, when they were talking about the curvature, and they were getting into that, it'd be good if you could stick with that, right? I mean, instead of going off on that, and then determine whether or not it's curving. Once you determine whether or not it's curving, whether it's flat, then you can go on to the other topics, because then you'll have a proper perspective in looking at the other topics, than just believing the stories that they give you without evidence.
Why the hell won't this link let me do it when it's from... I can't open a link, it's from my server. What the hell? You don't have access to this link.
Which link is it?
What happened?
It's a link she gave me to this server for frickin' casual lobby or text.
Oh, I don't know.
Man, ban that guy, Benja.
Talking to me?
Well, you don't have a role to ban him, do you?
No, I don't have a role to ban him, but I was trying to send you what he sent.
Yeah, I seen the video. I just can't look at the link, but it's for this server, but it says the link is locked.
Yeah, he sent it to me in a DM.
Oh, he
and
sent
I
you
have no
that
idea
link.
who he is. I have no idea who he is. No idea
Can
why.
you open the link and snapshot it? I'm gonna ban him.
I sent you the download of the video.
Oh,
yeah,
that's what the link's to. Okay, that's
like
what
no
the
idea
link.
who he is, why he sent that to me, like what the fuck, an innocent doe, and they just come up and like shoot it. That's cool. Like what the fuck? It's creepy.
Did he change his name to Lonely Low? Something.
What? What did I do?
Yeah.
No, I banned that Sanji guy.
No,
Oh, okay. All right.
The dude's name was Vin Smoke Sanji. That's the one. Yep.
Okay.
Sanji. Good. Thank you.
Back to like the topic.
Yeah.
So you guys don't think you can see curvature?
We don't think. Okay, where can you observe curvature?
High altitude.
Show me curvature.
Even Neil deGrasse Tyson, the leading astronomer, says We haven't been far enough off to see curvature. Not
We
even
have, though.
from.
At high altitude, you can
Can
see
I
it.
finish what I'm saying? Not even from the height of ISS could you see the curvature. And then he gives a reason why. So at the height of the ISS is equal to having a BB 10 millimeters off a 3-foot beach ball. Can you get that analogy? So an airplane at high altitude, as if it's megascopic because it's just 30,000 feet, is it's no greater than 30 millimeters. You're not even off the surface of the thing at 24,000 miles in circumference. You haven't even begun to breast the surface. That shit's a joke.
You do know surface or circumference is different than the actual altitude of like an airplane. Like those are two separate things. Those separate concepts.
Circumference is the size of the Earth.
Yes.
So we're talking to your view relative from the size of an airplane to the relative size of the Earth. So what are you saying? I know altitude is height off the surface.
Yes,
and I know the radius is the size of the Earth. These are needed when relatively comparing this relationship. Are they not? What is your point?
My point is, okay, so circumference doesn't include the altitude, like the atmosphere of the planet.
Well, I know that it doesn't include your line of view on it. So we can do
Mike, a little bit away from your mouth, brother.
Okay, we can do line of sight on
Much
the globe.
better.
And even at 24,000, the radius of the Earth and the circumference never changes on a line of sight calculator. See how far you should see if you're off the surface at 30,000 feet. It's only a few hundred miles, few thousand miles.
Yeah, and you can observe.
So you can see 1,000 miles, not everything. 1,000 miles
not
of a
all
globe.
the time. But you can see hundreds.
Well, it varies due to atmospheric conditions, obviously. But listen, you're telling me we can see curvature of a 1,000 mile chunk of a 24,000 mile round surface. Do you understand the ratio of 1,000 versus 24? That's 1/24th.
Yes, but it'd be different because you're higher up.
Well, here's the thing.
An airplane would be actually.
I'm an ex-Marine. I've done high altitude jumps, and I've never even seen curvature when I jumped out of an airplane. You know why? You know why it wouldn't be true even if it was a sphere? Because you only have so far you can see. Your eyesight isn't infinite.
Yes.
You have what is known as a sphere of view, and it'll be like 100 to 200 miles, depending on the weather conditions, in a circle, 360 degrees. That's your sphere of view. Couple hundred miles up, couple hundred miles down. If you're high enough to see down that far, if you're not on the surface. Your sphere of view, you don't have a wide enough field of view, dude. That's why the astronomer, the head leading astronomer, says it's not true. These people they're wanting to see it, so they see it, or they're looking through the perspex of a curved airplane window and assuming the curved view they get through the window is actually curvature.
Okay. Do you know the high altitude jump? Do you know how high it was?
Address what Neil deGrasse Tyson says as the lead astronomer. Don't go to your next premise.
Doesn't matter. You cannot see the curvature from that height. Do you understand that?
I do. I just told the kid, listen, I just told the kid I've done upper atmospheric jumps in the Marine Corps. Do you think I don't understand what high altitude means?
Oh, there's different layers of the atmosphere.
Do you think I don't know that as an educated Marine?
Yes, but I'm asking you how many feet above the ground were you?
Well, you tell me how far. You know it all. How high is an upper atmospheric jump? It's higher than a normal airplane goes.
Well, did you have to wear like a respirator? Yeah, you have to wear respirators at that altitude.
Not a respirator, oxygen tank, but I'm talking from experience, and you're not. I mean, unless you just assume all people you meet on the internet is liars, which I wouldn't disagree with that until they prove they're telling the truth. assume all men liars. Yes.
You can watch this live stream and it shows curvature.
What is it done on? Is it done on a fisheye lens camera?
It was like the Red Bull.
Yes. The Red Bull jump, they admit they got a fisheye lens. You know what that is?
No, you can see the fucking thing on the dude's head.
Yes or no? Do you know what a fisheye lens is?
No.
It's a lens that gives a certain wanted effect, and that effect is curvature. With a fisheye lens, you can raise 2 foot off the earth, and it'll look like the globe of whatever area you're in.
It wouldn't be that dramatic.
If you don't know what a fisheye lens is, how would you know?
Go to 1 minute and
anybody. I've seen the fucking Red Bull jump. Are you asinine enough to? How old are you, dude? Who do you think hasn't seen the Red Bull jump in 2022? Are you being serious right now? Are you being serious right now?
Yeah,
I'm addressing it, showing curvature. It has a fisheye lens. Have you even Googled what a fisheye lens is?
Yes.
Mike, be easy on him. He's a bit ignorant, man. Be easy on him.
Well, I want to know.
Ultra wide angle lens.
It's called an argument from ignorance.
I don't think that they use an ultra wide.
Yeah, wide angle lens produces what effect? Did you read? You just stopped at wide angle lens, huh? Anybody got any images? I can show you images. Yeah, look, somebody already posted images. This is a fisheye lens. And
yes, but it's completely different than what was shown.
Well, yeah, it's at a greater ratio. The ISS is way bigger. But also, listen, answer me this. If it's not a fisheye lens, how come when the door first opened, the camera you see where he's exiting, the horizon line looks completely flat? But the minute we go to his helmet cram, which is a fisheye lens, all of a sudden there's this added spherical nature. What do you mean, huh? I thought you watched.
Wait, can you show me where?
I watched you watch the Red Bull.
Give me the timestamp. Timestamp.
Did you watch the video, or did you just
can you give me the timestamp though?
Well, I don't know if it's in your video. Yours could have been timestamped.
Can I know which video he's talking about? Because I can give him a timestamp. Which video? Post it again.
The Red Bull jump.
Oh, the Red Bull jump?
Yeah.
Okay, are you kidding me? The Red Bull jump, number one, is definitely a fisheye. You were over Arizona and New Mexico, so you're telling me that entire landmass is the all of the world that is happening?
Yeah, it's the Earth of New Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. So you're telling me that the entire world is covered with land that is New Mexico and Arizona?
No, but it doesn't show that though. Did you watch the video?
Yeah, that's what it shows. Yes, that's what it shows.
Into this, and from the control room, they were all seeing a flat and level horizon. There are photos that from the control room, it's flat and level. When he is inside, and when he is inside of that rocket, whatever you want to call it, it is horizontal, right? When
because he can't see, you can only see a small portion.
Listen.
You're missing the point. When you are looking out of that,
interrupting a guy doesn't
looks
debunk him.
Like, exactly. It looks like the entire world is nothing but land. Not to mention, when we're talking about the Red Bull jump, not only is it not, it's filmed with a fisheye lens, and it's not the entire world of New Mexico and Arizona, wherever the fuck he was, but he landed way off from where the world is supposedly spinning. So where he even landed debunks the spinning, rotating globe. Everything about that jump has nothing to do with the Earth actually being a globe when you actually look into it. So yeah, I can post photos and I can show you that he didn't land where he was supposed to land if it was a rotating globe, and that it was definitely 100% fisheye lenses. And Neil deGrasse Tyson even came out and said it was 100% a fisheye lens, and that there's no way to see the curvature from that.
Okay, can you give me a link to where he said this?
Neil deGrasse Tyson? Yeah, for sure. Give me 2 seconds.
The curvature 1 millimeter off this baseball.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, so I'm going to share the video and I'm going to give you the timestamp. It's 8:22. And you want to say, you know, that. Hold on. I know you want to say that in this small portion you wouldn't see that much curvature, but when you look at what is curved, it covers 3 inches of the screen, and for 3 inches of that screen, you see curvature.
Okay, but you don't know what altitude that was taken at. He's still.
I do know the altitude. I do know the altitude because it's the altitude he jumped from. He's exiting the capsule.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, exiting the capsule.
You can see.
And the jump was taken from what? No, you can't see curvature on his first.
Well, the image someone just posted shows curvature. This image right here shows curvature.
Yeah, that is a fisheye lens, and that is all land. So are you telling me that where he is above New Mexico, that New Mexico takes up the entire fucking world? Is that what you're saying right now?
It's not the entire world, though.
So it's
Look at that photo to the left. Hold on. Let's walk him through this.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna give you a.
Look at the photo to the left, dude.
I'm gonna give you a screenshot.
All that land. He is just a little bit above New Mexico. He's not that high up. That is all New Mexico. So you're saying that he's basically New Mexico is like the world?
It's not all New Mexico, though. That's part.
It
Some of that's
is
Mexico,
New Mexico. There's not land. You're missing her point. There's not land for the entirety of the globe.
It's not the entire globe, though. It's maybe.
I know it's not the entire globe. That's why it's just it's New Mexico wrapped around a fisheye lens, and you just want to deny it when the rest of the world knows the fisheye lens does this. I'll get a professor in here that believes in globe Earth, but he'll concede to that's not curvature because it's just a fisheye lens. Because he's actually intelligent through experience, not implication. There's a screenshot of when he's exiting.
Wait.
Does that?
The other thing that you need to take into place is where you see that blue there. Do you think that's water or something? Because that's just atmo.
No. That's just
the land.
That's the atmosphere.
No. Yeah, exactly. It is just the atmosphere. The land goes all the way to where that curve is happening. There are multitudes of different photos that show that is. It's not water that you're saying. Do you think that there's water above New Mexico? Do you think he's
not water,
so high above? Hold up, exactly, because it's not water. You're just seeing like what
was the argument here?
Listen,
he's over the desert.
Yes, he's over the desert. Exactly my point. So
that would be water in the desert.
Exactly. So listen to me. If you could just take 2 seconds to stop interrupting.
Yeah, that's his
to the left. That is him above New Mexico. You can see it's all land. Then all of a sudden it starts turning blue and blue. Then you see the curve, and then
I'm going to show those in screenshots.
That's
too.
Bullshit. And what that lighter blue and blue and blue is it's just like Atmos. It's just you're seeing the atmosphere, quote unquote, what people like to call it. It's just the Atmos. It's fading into it. Here's another photo where you aren't seeing as much of that. Okay. So I just posted one where you can actually see it's the entire thing is land. Excuse me. So at 49 minutes after the hour, you can see that it's actually all land, but it looks like it's getting lighter blue, lighter blue, lighter blue. So people Photoshop that and change it into whatever. That photo literally shows you at 49 minutes after the hour, that is New Mexico. That is not the entirety of the earth. What we see is 360 degrees in a circle. So the higher up you go, you're going to be able to see so far in that distance, right? That's it. So it can appear to look like a sphere. All you're seeing is that you're higher up and then you're cut off from your visibility because we can only see so far.
It's a restricted restricted view, field of view. And I got two snips that I'm going to upload that'll show that. So one is just it shows the entire state of New Mexico. It's nothing but land over them. And then 2 seconds later, this land goes into a curved image.
Yeah, the one you showed, that also could be, it wasn't, the camera didn't, focus.
What are you talking about? Which one?
Oh, it's imperfect poses, the snip I showed.
The one Bozo posted.
What about the one I just showed?
Yeah, what about the one?
at 49 minutes after the hour. What about the one I just showed?
This
What
one?
about that one?
Yeah.
I want to know
it.
about the straight line when you look out the door. I posted a snip of that.
What about it?
What about it? It's the horizon of the Earth. There's no curvature.
It's fucking
It does show curvature, though.
New
But we're
Mexico.
getting
It's
spammed. It doesn't. Not in the
It's not
snip I
just New
showed.
Mexico, though. It's New Mexico. It's in
You really
parts
think-
of North America.
this guy
Oh
is
my god, dude! Do you think that would be like us seeing a fucking globe from that high up? That's
Yes.
what the land mass.
Are
makes
you
us
looking?
the entire
Is he
place.
even? Before I waste my time, is he even
We're
looking
wasting
at
our
it?
time.
So look at the 3 snips I post. It shows you what is
Yes.
the image before you put a circular image around it. Damn it, wrong one. And then I'm going to post the one where you say it shows curvature, but what about the one when the door opens and a normal angled lens shows a flat horizon? What about that? You say you watched the video. When the doors open, I haven't posted it yet. I said the one I'm about to post, didn't I?
You did. I still think we're wasting our time. I mean, if he thinks,
Well, yeah, he likes to fumble over words
Pick
like
up
we're not
the
smart enough
entirety
to
of the
redirect back to what we're talking about.
that we would see a
I'm
circular
not a child.
off of New Mexico.
So
That's
this
so
one,
odd.
this snip is before he
Uh-huh.
exits the aircraft, before he exits the capsule. What is that? A straight line horizon, or you see
It
it?
only shows a
Well, look at
fraction
the
of the
fraction.
horizon.
Listen, it's 2 inches of the screen. Apply that to the 2 inches of curvature you see in the snip above it. It doesn't work out, does it? It doesn't pan out.
And you also completely dismissed what Neil deGrasse Tyson said.
But it's a different
that
angle,
stuff is
though.
Flat. What happened to Neil? What about Neil deGrasse Tyson saying that is flat?
But
That
It
yes,
wouldn't matter what
Yeah,
angle it's from, the curvature wouldn't, if it's curved at a given rate, whatever angle we give it from, it's going to reflect that rate.
Yep. It would
It's
be
like you
flat.
don't know geometry. What
Even
grade
your
are you
own
in
model.
high school?
Even in your
I'm not in high
own
school.
model, even in your
I
own
can't
model,
tell.
it would be flat. It would
You
be
don't
flat
know
in your own model.
ratios. You don't know geometry.
You can't even see though.
See
You can't
what?
see what?
You can't see you're just a fraction of the image, and he's just looking straight out.
No,
He's not looking.
Listen, I just
Are you
told you in
not- It also depends
mathematical
on the camera.
ratios.
How the-
Listen, I measured it. It takes up 2 inches of the screen. Now, if
How'd
I
you
put
measure
the
it?
ruler with a ruler, if I put the ruler against the next image where it's curved, in that 2 inches, I see 70% of it is curved in the same 2 inches. So which is the truth and which is the lie? Because they can't be the same. You can't redirect the angle of a curve to make it look flat. Not in 2 inches.
But it's not actually two. It's 2 inches like the photo, but the actual
That's obvious, but it doesn't
view
change
is
my point. That's exactly it. In that view, we're looking at 300 to 600 miles across. It wouldn't have curvature? Is that your implication?
I just don't understand what you're trying to.
From a
like,
flat above angle, a sphere wouldn't have curvature. That's what you're saying. It's the angle. We're above the sphere, so it wouldn't curve from every angle like a sphere does. See, a sphere has a curvature rate from every angle. If you're on the top, all angles you look at, I don't care which way you turn, that ball is going to be curving. So the angle implication, it doesn't work.
Wait, can you link me to this video real quick? The one
Dude,
you
it
posted,
doesn't
the
even
8-minute
matter.
one.
Dude,
Like, you're
It
missing
does
the
matter
point.
though.
But no,
Dude,
you're missing the point over and
It's
over and
the
over
full
again.
video, and I posted that. It's like you don't even.
And we
Give me a
posted the
second.
video. We posted the
I
video of
already
Neil deGrasse
posted that.
Tyson saying that it would be flat from that. We've shown you the
Did he
photograph.
watch the Neil deGrasse video?
No, he
I
didn't even watch
wondered.
that. He didn't even take the time to
Where's
watch
the
that.
video?
Listen,
Oh
listen.
my
Why
goodness.
have a
Go
debate?
into casual text. Go into casual text.
Oh.
We've been posting.
Why
over
have
and
a
over and
debate
over
where
again.
we're
It's a flat Earth
You said
politics.
you saw-
You can't use that specific. They're cutting out a
It's-
specific portion
it's
of the
not
actual.
What
flat
are you
Earth
talking about?
politics.
No.
You're just picking
Look.
and choosing with
No,
that.
stop. Let me say
Ooh.
something here real quick. Okay, we are in casual text. You were saying, chiming along like you've been here in casual text, nodding along like you were seeing what we were posting. If you go to 51 minutes after the hour, you can see Battle Mod posted that when he is jumping out of this, it's nothing but New Mexico. The photo after it, it's a cutting off lens, not even fisheye. It's just like the lens is cutting off everything around it to make it look like a sphere.
And I can get Neil deGrasse
lens.
That isn't from Flat Earth. No matter who it's from, you're acting like that's not Neil deGrasse Tyson saying it.
Dude, every photo.
We're cherry picking the fact that he said from up there, from that distance, that stuff's flat. Yeah, we literally engineered. We hired a fucking actor an impersonator that looks just like Neil deGrasse, and we paid him to say that. Yup.
Dude, New Mexico.
You won't even accept the words from the person's own mouth just because some flat earther made the video.
No.
So
and the flat earther did
your
make
confirmation bias.
Yo, guys, I got a real ass question.
Oh God, what's up?
All right, so if the Earth is flat, why don't fat people just roll off the side?
Yeah, that's great.
Oh,
great
man.
conversation. So
The
back
same reason you no longer get to talk, because it just doesn't happen.
the fact that New Mexico is basically just cut off by lensing. The lens, like they've just basically done the shadowing on the exterior of that photo. We cannot have New Mexico be the fucking globe.
It's not the globe, though.
Exactly, that it's not the globe. So 51 minutes after the hour, are you looking at that?
It doesn't.
The Battle Mod posted. Look at 51 minutes after the hour. Battle Mod posted 2 photos back to back. Him getting ready to jump out. It's nothing but land. The second one, you can see that there is. Oh God, what do they call that? It's something in photography where you blot out the edges, and I'm totally brain farting right now. Shit. Where you take out the edges and you can like shadow it to like make it more dramatic or whatever. All they did was cut out the edges on the top, and you can even see it kind of happening at the bottom. The world is not nothing but land. We have mostly water. So what you're looking at is just New Mexico. This alone proves that these photos were fisheye lens, that they were edited, that, you know, they're trying to make it seem like it's a curve when it's not. He was not high enough to see any kind of curve. He was not high enough to see the cutoff of the earth or any of that type of shit. Bottom line is, the world is not New Mexico. Where? Show me where.
This one right here.
51 minutes after the hour?
See right there. You still see the cutoff.
No. That is the lensing and the editing that they are cutting it off.
It was a live stream.
No. Yeah. Great. Photoshop.
You can't Photoshop. You can't
Yes, you
Photoshop an actual live.
Yeah, you can.
Video. No, you can't.
You can.
Yeah, you can.
God, what the fuck? Have you ever done a TikTok? Have you ever done anything?
TikTok isn't live though.
I'd
it's
say, live time.
Listen,
You can photo and edit things in real time.
You can make like a little emojis and shit.
You never listen. You've never live streamed. Once again, you're talking from inexperience or ignorance.
Yeah, I don't think this guy has any plan on like actually.
I can live stream. I can live stream in here.
I can edit that live stream while you're playing it if you give me access to it.
It would be really nice if you actually have an honest conversation with us. If you wanted to be honest and have an honest
I could throw in a screen filter that blacks out everything but a circle if I wanted to, and I could make you a globe.
I just want to point out right now that Jake is so in deception, he's on the Russia war. He supports the blue and yellow. I just want to point it out, Jake. You get what you deserve.
Jake, what are you wearing? Khakis, Jake?
So you tell me I shouldn't support the killing of innocent people.
Do you work for State Farm?
Are you? So you tell me you guys are fucking Russian sympathizers?
No, I'm saying you're a fucking retard. You think that Russia and Ukraine are against each other?
He's saying we don't believe everything we're told.
Okay, do you want me to show you? Okay, so what do you not believe?
Yeah, we've seen the videos. We've seen the videos.
2014 footage. It's all footage from 2014.
Dude, I can show you. I can show you footage.
It's footage from
I can show you footage of dead
it's
Russians.
because your president.
I know.
Are you gonna
I
keep
can show
talking
you.
over me?
The footage is from 2014.
It's
just
not
like
though.
he said.
I can literally show you. I can.
Well,
show
you wouldn't know if he could prove
like
it.
a week ago.
You deny
I
it
can
before
prove it
he,
though.
you deny it before he even offers his proof. We're not saying it
Exactly.
wasn't posted for you to see in 2022. We're not saying that, guy.
You're lost in deception. You're hopelessly lost in deception.
Okay, dude, I could post you so
Hopeless.
many fucking dead Russians from this entire war. I can post you dead Ukrainians. I can post you dead destroyed vehicles.
Yeah, you post any dead
like
things
hundreds.
in here, I'll kick you the fuck out of here, dude.
But then, like, what do you?
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, you're gonna have to mute this guy to finish. He just interrupts like it proves something. He cuts you off before you can even finish what you're saying. That doesn't prove anything other than you're a rude person or an uncouth person. Did your parents teach you to have a conversation like that? It's honestly not how you have a conversation.
Okay, you guys done talking? Can I talk?
Well, if you paid attention,
Do you not know how conversations go?
you wouldn't need somebody to say they're done talking if you paid attention. You'd wait for a pause.
Okay, so I can talk now.
I don't know. Can you think for yourself? Is anybody else talking?
Yes, I can think for myself. I can see all the dead
No, you
people.
can't.
Listen, dude, we're not
You're talking
asking
over
you to
me.
shut up nonstop. We're asking you to wait for other people to finish what they're saying. That's it. It's not that damn hard. Stop acting like a child.
But
I'm
you're
not here to talk to children.
Okay, but you're talking over me too.
Yeah, because I'm fucking tired of you interrupting people. You get what you give here, dude. Get it.
But you're interrupting me too.
Yeah, what did I just say? You don't even pay attention. I'm doing it because you do it, and I got fucking tired of it. I figure I might as well join them if I can't beat them. Christ, child. That shit doesn't win a debate, and it's not a fact. All your little gibberish, childish bullshit, none of that is fact. It doesn't disprove anything. You're just good at running your damn childish mouth.
I'm just wondering why he's even here to begin with.
You guys have a good day.
I'm about ready to let Hoaku talk to him. We got a secret weapon, guys. Hey, what's up, Balls? Yeah, that's a cool guy there. This guy knows how to have a regular conversation. Even though his name's
that
Balls. Leech.
Is that a holo from Bleach, or is that a different character?
Hell, I don't know.
It looks like a holo.
So wait, what do you guys think? You think the Earth is flat or what?
And I'm just wondering why my tits are sagging.
Have you been listening?
I don't think water turns into
I've only recently joined like 5 minutes ago.
How come my balls just don't fall off the sides of the earth?
I don't know. Why does a girl say balls and call herself butthead? That's a better
Who said I'm a
question.
fucking girl?
Well, I did. And who said that Earth is a flat disc with an edge? We didn't.
Anybody else want to troll? Get it out.
That's not the flat Earth model that we promote.
Well, I wasn't talking to you.
Well, the question's already been answered. You asked if people believe the Earth is flat, and we're defending a flat Earth, so it's kind of a redundant question.
Well, no, I've only just joined this like 5 minutes ago.
You were here when
just my mate invited me.
Yeah, are you in a flat Earth server? Come on, man.
Well, no, I was just wondering.
What? Wouldn't we say
and who's with it?
Flat Earth reality? Maybe we're against it. The implication is the reality. Yes, it is. Yeah. The implication is the reality of flat Earth. Is it me?
Right. Instead of talking about what we think or what we believe, it's there's it's not just a belief, and we don't just think it. Right? If most of the people who are flat earthers became flat earthers because they went out to prove that the globe was real and measure curvature, but they couldn't find any curvature. So when it's measured, it measures flat. If anyone could measure curvature, then we could go on and, figure out what the rate is and such. And they give us a rate that it's supposed to be, but it's not that. When you test it, it doesn't pan out. So we know it's flat. We don't think it. We don't believe it. We know because it's been measured. I didn't see any of those measurements.
Wait, I just came back. What happened?
I think she just fried his brain.
I think he shorted out. That's what I was.
Wait, is he gone? I think he's gone.
No, he moaned and then muted himself. So.
Oh wait, which one are we talking to now?
Balls.
Well, me. Oh, I didn't even know you were talking
balls. To me. Yeah, I've been gone that long. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you guys were talking to me.
You're the one that asked if we thought the Earth was flat, right?
Yeah, no. I was just wondering who's against it and who's like with it. Obviously, majority of people are muted, so I don't even really know.
The majority of people aren't muted. There's only one person muted, like actually muted. Just because somebody is muted doesn't mean that they're like muted. They're listening. So nobody has deafen on. Everybody's listening.
Yeah, I know.
But one person actually server muted.
I'm just commenting. Hi.
Yeah, I'm just here to listen because I'm bored.
I'm sorry. I'm scared of all of you.
What is happening right now? Why are you scared?
Hello, lonely.
What's
what is it? Lonely la. Hello. You don't have to be scared of anybody.
Just call me Maury.
Maury. Well, if your username is Maury, people would call you Maury.
Well, Lori, are you an albatross?
I mean, we're chill here. Like, if you have a question, just ask. Let's have a conversation. It's not a big deal.
It wasn't really a question.
Don't make it weird.
Oh. I was just gonna say if anyone wanted to talk about Hollow Earth theories.
Oh, yeah. I'm not into Hollow Earth. If somebody else wants to talk about that, they can. But
well, I mean, doesn't most of the Hollow Earth theories that are going around have the Earth still yet spherical?
No, the ancient stories of it is a flat Earth.
Hey, bro, so y'all really believe that shit though? Like,
we try to stick with what we can prove, what we know to be true. So we know that the surface of the Earth measures flat. But what happens beneath the Earth, unless we can actually access all of it, I don't know what we could do with the conversation about it. You can talk about fantasy and have fun doing that, I guess.
Here you go, Lori. I'm going to drop the PDF to that book I referenced. You may find it interesting. There's a couple of narrated videos of people talking about this, and it's like one of the same story, very similar to Jason and the Argonauts, the Homer's Odyssey. But there's the PDF. I gave you a link. Posted it in casual text.
This is the one about north, not south, right?
Correct. It has a subtitle. One by Willis George Emerson, that's in English, is titled "The Smoky God." But the one from Olaf Jansen, the Norwegian, is "A Voyage to the Inner Worlds" or World.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool. Thank you for sharing.
And Smoky God is awesome. I actually really enjoyed it. I've listened to it probably 3 or 4 times.
I've read it once, but it's time to probably go back to it again. The Voyage to the Inner World I've also read once, but there's differences between, even in the same language, there's differences between.
Oh yeah, I mean, think about it. Like English today is completely different than what it was 300, 400 years ago. You would have a hard time reading a manuscript 400 years ago written in Old English.
So I collect books that are, not old English, but I collect books that are pretty old, and I collect dictionaries that are really old. And even when we're that, right? There are letters that don't even exist anymore, and F's used to look like S's. And so you just read an F as an S, and they both appear to be the same. Like there's so many different things.
Yes.
That take place.
And the AE.
Quite fascinating. Yep.
The Ein. Yeah. Or
Yep,
Ein.
exactly. Yep.
Ein. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I think it might have found a solution to where the Ion is, the star that's known as the All-Seeing Eye. Some constellation Taurus.
Did I just freeze up? No, okay.
No, I'm sorry. I keep. It's hard for me to multitask, so I keep checking on the live stream relay because people are asking questions like, well, one person said flat Earth is a Judeo-CIA psyop, so I know that he's a white supremacist, and then this guy says, "Hey, bruh, is the flat Earth real?" And I said, "Well, there's no proof of globe."
Well, that's how it measures, so. Yeah, look,
Oh,
I'm
you're
inclined...
live streaming? That's where all those people came from?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I was going to say about Jason and the Argonauts, isn't it reminiscent of the Iliad? Sanskrit? The Iliad? Yeah, I thought so.
Exactly.
A mystical voyage, celestial ships.
Even in the story of the Smoky God, of that guy and his son who journeyed to the center, even in that one, right? It's like, I love the story. I'm inclined to believe it's true, but I have no way to verify it. And because I can't go there, then it's like, I can't really, hold it as truth, but I'm inclined to believe that it is, and that.
Yeah. Well, it's more like we can't really tell because we can't go there. Right? 30 degrees north is cut off just like 60 degrees south.
Yep. And I know I've been on naval ships that actually police those borders. People say, what do we got? You think we got military all along it? No, not just us. Each nation polices their given coordinates. It's called restricted areas, and yes, nations and their militaries police restricted areas. Yeah.
Well,
Russia and China are fighting over that area right now. Fighting for control.
I have a question for everyone who's old like me. I'm 40. And I remember when I was younger that the North was actually land at the top. That there was land there. And now all of a sudden it's water and nobody can go there. And that shit blew my mind. And like the whole Mandela effect or like whatever, I'm like, nah, they're just like
Polar
hiding this
cap.
shit. It used to be land.
Yeah,
it was
polar
like
caps.
green at the top. You know, there was also ice and like whatever, but there was land there at the North Pole. And now it's nothing but water and nobody can fly around it and all this different shit has changed. And I'm like, what's happening? There used to be land there. Like it used to be something that you could walk on and like travel to. Now it's just like, yeah, there can be ice there or whatever. And what's even crazier is that there are people that are saying, oh yeah, I've traveled to the North Pole. Meanwhile, there is a 500-mile radius where nobody can go flight paths above that area. But they're saying that people can walk to that area and go to like, you know, witness where the North Pole is. Like none of it makes sense to me anymore. At this point, I'm just like, they're just making it up. Like they're just making it up day by day.
And most of it doesn't even like most of the sites won't even give you a depiction of water, right? They'll just black it out. They have like a big square, a big circle, and they'll black it out. But when you think of how everything is played out, so we were told, and they reinforced this globe, and they say that that's how the Earth looks, and that's how it measures, and that's how it is, and all the ancient texts and ancient civilizations, you know, believed it was flat and level, and they have other, you know, concepts of how things are, and in those texts it mentions, you know, corridors, tunnels, caves, you know, going when it talks about traveling through the earth, in the earth, and on the earth, right? And so since we've measured the earth and it matches the ancient civilizations, you know, concept of what Earth is, and what they're telling us it is a blatant lie, and we know this, then I'm inclined to believe the rest of it is probably true
If
too.
we look at those old maps, there's 4 rivers that meet as one, and it sounds like the Garden of Eden in the North Pole. Does it not?
Yeah, because it's at the head, right? And those waters are inrushing, so they're rushing towards the Rupus Negra or Mount Meru, right? And they purposefully changed Mount Meru from that to be some mountain in Africa.
And that's the other thing, the whole mountain thing. Like, what the north? Everybody wants to go to the south and figure out what's beyond the 60th parallel, and I'm like, fuck that shit. I've always wanted to go to the north. Like, I really want to go to the north and figure out what's there. I want to go to the center. Like, I could care less what they're doing outside. Like, not care less, but you know what I mean? I'm more passionate towards what is happening at the center of where we are. Because I think that is much more hidden than what's even happening outside.
You just mentioned it, but who knows where this map comes from?
Yep. And that's fascinating to me, too. I mean, it is interesting.
Worlds beyond the poles.
Yeah, it's interesting to know what would be going on beyond, but I still want to get to the center of what's going on with us because they're hiding that center. Like, I think even more well than they're hiding happening outside. They're keeping that like a tight secret. Like, I've noticed the changes. That's something where I've legitimately seen the changes happen, so I find it much more interesting.
So I didn't know you were also an 81 rooster.
Yep, 81. That's me, Taurus.
Yeah, they can't call this an echo chamber truth because we got 1,700 Globers, but yet only 160 flat earthers. We're greatly outnumbered here, so don't call this an echo chamber, right?
You know, even between the flat earthers, it's not an echo chamber.
And we don't agree
Jake,
on everything.
So Jake, outside of the verifiable information, things that have been tested and verified, measured, that we know to be true, you have to ask each individual person what their ideas are. But if you want to talk about what people think about Jews, you'll have to go to a community that focuses on Jews.
We don't collective opinion.
So we don't allow
opinion.
Yeah, I just want to cover that. As the owner, I don't allow the Jew question here. It's anti-Semitic and it's not politically correct. Not that I care about politically correct politics, but I'm not going to even talk about an entire demographic of people as if they're all the exact same. I don't like that when people do it to us.
Not to mention there's stringent laws against it, and they like it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like an attempt to take our server down. That's how I see it. We're not allowed to
Same
talk
here.
about Jews, and normal people know this.
I have a question.
And another, I want to address, hold up. We don't believe Earth is a disk rising through space. So when you talk about an edge, we have no idea what edge you're talking about.
Okay. Anyways, I have a question. Why do
Go
you
ahead.
guys believe that the Earth is flat, but it's actually round? If you think about it, if the Earth is flat, the water will be floating. Think about the gravity.
You mean like one of those fortune telling
Think
balls
about
that you shake
gravity.
up? How it's got that flat
Here's the
screen
thing.
that you can see this thing tilting inside of it, and then, but the rest of it's a ball.
Yeah, why would it
Oh.
float up? He's thinking it's a globe full of water, a Christmas globe. But here's the
Gravity.
thing, though.
Because
Yeah, you keep
Everything
saying,
is
hold on.
there's
I want to cover that. You
anti-gravity.
keep saying
But
cause
what's
gravity.
down in Earth, there
Oh,
is
hold
gravity. Think about the anti-gravity. You guys not
Here's the thing.
about the astrological
Here's the thing, if you can stop talking devils. I want to address gravity.
Hey,
You keep
hold on.
saying Earth is a globe because of gravity, but is that Einsteinian gravity or Newtonian gravity? And do you not know that gravity is, nobody's ever correlated it with a cause. Nobody's ever proven gravity. So you're telling us basically, for an unproven fact, Earth's a globe, it's a proven fact. That's essentially what you're saying.
Yes.
So,
Planet, all the planets.
yes, for an unproven,
Globes,
here,
they're all in sphere. They're
Well,
all
hang
proven in a long time
Hang
ago.
on.
When George
no, it wasn't
Hang on.
proven. It was postulated.
It
This is
is
what I'm
proven.
covering. It's not proven.
I'm in college taking
Hang on
theology.
just a second. You
and
mentioned something
present
about
faith.
anti-gravity,
Well, listen,
right?
You're
I
in
know.
theology. You're in a religious university for theology. That's nice.
Why are we even talking about religion?
I want-
I just
wait.
want to say one. I just want to.
I want to cover this.
She's
I want to
trying to
cover this real
reinforce it
quick.
with
Listen,
anti-gravity, but
theology is a study of religion. Okay. I went to Michigan State University for a bachelor's of science in engineering. Yeah, I went to MSU. I studied science, bachelor's of science in engineering with a major in mechanical. Do I care what some theologian tells me about science? No.
I just wanted to point out she's trying to reinforce that gravity is real and it's a thing because they have anti-gravity. But if she looks into anti-gravity, she'll
We
learn
don't have
that
anti-gravity.
if she looks into any of the like what they consider to be anti-gravity craft or whatever, the only thing that they're not manipulating gravity. They're manipulating electromagnetism, electrics and magnetism and
Well, the thing is,
electromagnetism. That's what they're manipulating. If it were a true anti-gravity, then gravity would have already been identified.
yeah, we don't have anti-gravity. We got magnetic levitation. That's what you're talking about. Yeah. Gravity isn't an applied science. So you're bringing in theoretical sciences and arguing them against applied sciences is what you're doing. You're telling us based on a theoretical premise something is a fact, but you can't. The thing is theory is an abstract construct of men, and you can't build a concrete reality out of a theoretic. So yeah, you were done when you said theology, devil. We're not here to talk to preachers.
Understand how they like determine that something is the cause of something, and this is what they'd have to do with gravity. They'd have to go through the scientific method. It would have to be identified, and it would have to be manipulated. They would have to be able to manipulate the variable of gravity, see the effect on to prove, and to see it cause and effect to prove that it is the cause. Can see if you can find a scientific experiment anywhere validating gravity.
How the
No, you can look into specific gravity.
Oh shit! I didn't realize I was on mute.
You know, specific gravity. You should look into specific gravity. Specific gravity is all about density. I mean, you really should.
Hold on. I don't want to say that I'm a smart ass or anything. I
have to say,
I'm just working at study hard because I'm Hispanic and yeah. Anyways,
Is this Yasenda?
what?
Is your name Yasenda?
No.
You sure?
Starts with an L.
You sound like her.
No, I'm not her. I'm not her. I'm a whole different person. I don't even know.
Is it Lucinda?
No.
That's a joke.
Short for lit.
No, her name was Jessie.
Yeah, you don't have to tell us your real name. We're just joking with you. We're all people, right? People joke. Conversations go a lot better when you understand. You're not talking to a label that you've given. You're talking to another. Why do you keep cutting me off? You're talking to another human being. Do I not deserve respect the same as you do because I'm a label, a flat earther? I'm a human first. I'm a father. I'm a businessman.
I'm sorry if
I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of war.
I'm sorry if I interrupt you.
Thank you. I'm done though. Go ahead.
Okay, so what I was saying, I don't want to be a smart ass, but I am Earth and Space Engineering and biology and chemistry, all that stuff. I am in the freshman. I'm a freshman year, and
zoology.
Holy Cross.
Zoology. I thought you said theology. Zoology. My bad.
No, it's biology. Bio.
Yeah, I got a bachelor's of science and engineering with a major in mechanical.
Okay.
I'm a professional engineer. I know science well too. But I've graduated. I'm not still studying. Long time ago.
So the most major I'm taking the most is Earth and Space Science because I'm really into space. But all have different beliefs. A lot of people have different beliefs, which that means I don't believe that Earth is actually flat.
Can I make a statement about space science? Space science is theoretical. It does none of it adheres to the scientific method, as in we cannot test it, experiment on it, or even tangibly do anything to it. It's all assertions based on mathematics and assumed distances. That's why it's a philosophy degree. You know that, right? I have a degree in the applied sciences for the purpose of engineering. What I know, I can actually apply to things.
But they don't teach you anything about the second law of thermodynamics in your space class.
Nope.
Okay. The thing is,
do you not even want to know why I said that?
No.
Not even curious.
Okay. So I may be dyslexic, so that means I can't understand big words. So I have learning disability. Okay. Everyone has learning disabilities, and everyone has different ways.
And you're majoring in space science with learning. Oh my god! I got ADD and obesity, obsessive compulsive disorder, but ADD is somewhat of an attention disability, but it's more that I focus to a point that I don't want to move off one point until I know everything about it.
Okay. I have ADHD. I have like a lot of learning disabilities, but I study good and I focus on everything. I graduate in my junior year. I graduated. Anyways, besides the whole point. Everyone do have beliefs, right? What makes you believe the Earth is flat even though the Earth is actually round? Like a ball. If you, when we were kids, we do a science fair project, and someone did a science.
The learning disabled graduates as a junior in what world? And then goes to, I'm going to assert this. Can you give a citation when it was scientifically proven? So we're about the applied sciences. What experiment proved what you're saying?
Okay. Back then, history, if you think about history.
Yeah, throughout history, the heliocentric model has been a philosophical concept.
No.
They don't get demonstrated or tested on. Yes. No offense, but if you're at no offense, but if you're at a collegiate level, you'd understand what I'm saying.
Especially what scientific method is. No scientific method involved makes it pseudoscience or pretend science because there's nothing to back it up, nothing to collaborate and do independent experiments. That's independent from the person that made the claim. You could be somewhere else and do the same experiment to come up with the same answers. If you don't come up with the same answers, it's falsified.
So we don't believe it's flat. It measures flat. If you try to find any measurement of curvature to support this sphere that they claim it is, you'll not find it. So there's a certain there's a certain rate of curvature that must exist for it to be that. And right there's your curvature chart. You can take that and you can go test it yourself, and you can see if you can find it. We know that what they claim of space being a 10 to the negative 17 torr pressure environment adjacent to a 50 torr pressure environment with no container, an open system. Oh shit. An open system. I wished I didn't talk with my hands, man. I just knocked my lamp over and it had all really stuff on it. Anyway, this area that they claim is a near perfect vacuum in an open system like that, it's like impossible. It's not possible. So if you look into the second law of thermodynamics and the fact that we have pressurized air here to breathe, right? And the necessary antecedent to have pressure is a container. It has to be impermeable by the gas. So whatever it is, has to be like that.
Okay.
We have to have a container because we have pressure. It can't be an open system. And there is no evidence. We cannot go to this area that they're saying. All we know is that there must be a container. And the Earth measures flat. So the sphere is wrong. And the open system is wrong. So why would we believe anything about what they're saying that is built upon that?
Yeah. So she mentioned it measures flat multiple times. Hold on. I'm posting the field engineer course laser long distance survey that proved it measured flat, just so you know why she says it measures flat.
Okay. No. So, yes, you guys see everything is flat. Once you do measurements, it's flat. Everything is flat. But that doesn't mean the Earth is flat. The Earth is actually round. But and you guys go to the real world and settle in land or place, it's flat because
what logic are you using?
Yeah, here's the thing. Hold on. If you have a globe of 3,959 miles or 24,901 miles of circumference or a radius, it can't just be flat in certain spots. It has to have a rate of curvature. So the model, the GSW84 ellipsoid model, gives us that rate of curvature. And we actually, yes, like you said, we go out in the real world and we look for that rate of curvature. If we can't find it, then it's not true. Your model predicts it. If it's not there, it's not true. If it's not curving, what is it?
But I want to know what kind of logic that is. It measures flat, okay. It measures flat, okay. It measures flat, okay. But it's round. We need a measurement of it curving for it to be round.
It's not the logic of somebody who could graduate from college early. That's all I got to say.
Anyways.
Would you suggest? Okay, how would you determine that it's round? And round, we mean, I know what you mean. You mean spherical because it can be flat and round. A dinner plate.
Yeah. Round usually denotes like a two-dimensional shape.
So if it's spherical, if you're saying it's spherical, how would you yourself determine that? How would you prove it? How would you establish what measure of sphericity it has? I'll help you. You would just go out and you would measure the Earth. Okay.
Oh,
remove
sorry,
the
I was reading
topography.
something.
And to remove the topography, it'd be easier over water because what we know how water behaves.
Okay, hold on. Yes, those may be true or lie, but
You faded away and then disappeared. So all I heard was "but." You'll need to get closer to your mic.
I'm gonna make the sentence pendeja estúpida. Espérate. Okay. Okay. Stop it. No, I can't.
Oh, by the way, before you start, look in the casual text chat and grab that FE Core experiment. And FE stands for Field Engineer, not Flat Earth. But FE Core experiment, they have all the data, all the information, everything on the laser test that they did. And I'm going to post, and keep looking because I'm going to post a lot of other laser tests that people have performed to measure the Earth. I had a question.
In my class, we were watching video. It happened today. We were watching video, and people actually went up to space and flew around the Earth.
How can you verify that?
You watched that in the college?
I watched a movie called Armageddon too.
In college,
and it looked
we
more real.
actually study the equations they said they used. We didn't watch videos.
Yes, we watch videos.
You know,
I watched a movie called fuck.
So that's a movie. That's a movie, which is their acting. So the movies are sometimes not real. They're staged. Movies. While the video that I watch in college is real.
I doubt it. You don't sound any older than my 16-year-old daughter. You're full of shit. That's not a developed larynx or vocal cord. I'm a father. I got kids. My 26-year-old sounds way different than you, and my 16-year-old sounds just like you. You're full of it. I call bullshit.
I'm actually 18.
I doubt it.
Early.
And then you listen. You said you. Yeah. You sound like a child.
Actually stuck in high pitch because it's called normal high pitched voice.
No, it's not.
Tone
it's
of
called
voice.
Undeveloped. You sound like you haven't even went through puberty yet.
My ass, puto.
I'm a father. It's those things that show your age.
Anyway.
Chinga tu madre, benche punto maricán. I'm bilingual.
Cállate, güey.
Wait
Sí,
up.
la verdad, fucking pinche
Vete,
pendejo
gato.
estúpido.
Pinche la belga.
Cállate.
Oh, come on. Is dude or
15.
dudette or whatever.
That's my
whatever
bad.
you are.
Boomers, you
Listen.
sound like you're smoking.
Let's get back.
Anyways.
Let's get back to this conversation that we were having. Angel.
And the movies that you've seen, they are staged. They're not real.
Wait,
They're
can I ask a
staged.
question?
Oh shit! And they look
the
more real than
videos
what
you've
NASA
seen were
gives us.
staged.
Where they're
Oh, here's the question. We've got contention over the information. Hang on just a second. We've got a contention over what the information that they're giving us, right? So what do? We verify it. How are we going to verify it? We can't go there. So what do? We measure the Earth.
Yeah.
The Earth measures flat, and they're claiming it's spherical. I mean, what do you do with that? Where do you go with that? You can say, okay, well, I believe because they say, but that's your choice. Do what you want. I'm telling you, it measures flat. And until you can find a measurement of curvature, it's nothing more than that.
End of the story. All I'm trying to say Your motherfuckers are dumb as hell. The Earth is not flat.
And you're a damn child. You've never seen the inside of a college or a university. Hell, you haven't even seen puberty yet.
No, that doesn't make it a globe. Well, yeah, the Earth is still flat. You do know that, right?
You know.
That's the question.
You're a child. Prove me wrong. I can post proof. I'm not a child. I don't want
to show my shit.
I can post my diploma. Yeah, well, I'm not a scared child. I don't care if you know my real name or my image. I'll give you my address because I'm not scared. Like I said, I'm a combat veteran. I speak only truth. See me in court.
Who was asking if they can ask a question?
That was me.
Was it Balls?
Yeah, because we're done with the child. Mute her.
I know this might not be relevant, but okay, battle mode. I want to ask you, how old do you think I am?
You?
Yeah, me.
Maybe 19.
No, I'm 15. So realistically, you shouldn't judge people by the way they sound.
Listen, dude. It's not just the way she sounds; it's the way she acts. I said this twice. She acts like a 16-year-old. How do I know? I'm a father. I have a 16-year-old. She acts just like her. 16-year-old. I say it's this way. I don't want to defend it. It's not a debate. I said it. It's done. And then when you get done, you just insult people. What does ridicule and insult prove? It proves your age, your mentality. It doesn't prove anything other than that. The maturity level. That's all you proven here. Your maturity level.
Well, I mean, she is in what? I don't know, uni. I don't know what she said, but she's 18 doing something. I don't know. She might have just started. You know.
So do you think that she was respectful in the way that she was having a conversation?
Yeah,
well, I don't really care. I'm just asking you what you think. I mean,
never address that childish demeanor.
All I'm saying is, battle mod. You keep going on about how people are cutting across you, but you don't let. All I've been hearing this past half an hour is you. All I've been hearing is you. No one else.
Do you have any questions? Okay, so all this concern, Trellon, and your opinions about
and your
how
point
things
is,
are going or about Battle doesn't matter. Do you have any relevant
am I talking like a child? What's your point? Huh?
No, I'm just saying you keep saying that people are cutting across you and not being respectful, but you're doing it right now. You're trying to cut across me. I just heard you, but yeah, I'm not here to criticize anyone.
Listen, I point out, how is it you criticize people and then you say you're not criticizing them? Every person that I said, why do you not let me finish? They cut me off before I ever finished what I said after they asked a question.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is...
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying... Well, yeah, I got tired of her interrupting me.
Listen, he doesn't owe you an explanation for anything. If you want to have a conversation, you will receive the treatment that you give, and whatever attitude you have is what you'll get back in return. So if you have a legitimate question...
Yeah, he missed that part. I give one.
We don't care about your concerns, man.
I'm not concerned. I don't really give a shit.
Yes, you are. Everything you did was concerning.
I want to hear everyone's opinion. But all I'm hearing is battle mod.
We're not here for opinions.
What, so
that's not true. You just heard me.
I've stated science. I even gave citation for it. So well, obviously you don't. Obviously you don't pay attention either.
I'm just listening, mate. I'm not looking at stuff. I'm listening.
I would say I'd venture to say you're not listening.
Like 30 minutes ago.
You're a real smart one. You don't even know when you get muted.
Yeah, there it is. You mute people that don't want to get the point across, but you don't let them. Yeah.
Okay, drop it. That's enough. No more. Or you'll just stay muted. Just say, let's just have
I know who you are, dude. Relevant. You think I don't.
Can we have a conversation about something interesting and something relevant?
That's what I'm saying. I just want to listen, but all I'm saying is the only person I've heard talking so far is...
Listen here, well, let me help you.
Dude, say it again. I'll help you out of the server. Right. Say it again.
You can listen.
Your name is Balls, dude. Come on. You're childish,
he said he just wanted to listen, so he can just listen.
Well, he did say that. Christ, I just got back upstairs from cooking dinner.
I would say now he can sit there and listen all he wants.
I find it absolutely amusing. That's not really the right word, but that's the word I'm going to use. At how people come in here with attitudes and like just their character, right? And how y'all let it affect y'all's character. I'm like, guys, man, y'all letting these people control y'all like that.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
And like that one dude earlier, I think he was just truly ignorant. Like, I don't think he was trolling. I think he's like that ignorant and that slow and that just bamboos. No, some word that means really confused. I really don't think he was trolling. I just think he's ignorant. And this is the first time he's heard anything like this. Like, I really think that's what it was. And you were just like, you can't be this stupid. Yes, they can be that ignorant.
Well, they should notice this. We're fair people. They're still on our server.
Hey, can I ask something that's totally off of that topic?
Yes, change the subject.
Yeah, I'll even mute.
No, I really wanted to ask Josh this last night or whenever, and I have a water still. It's just water still. But when I bought it, it came with instructions saying wine still. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's from China. Who knew? I don't know. But so I'm using it as a water still, and it works just fine. But it has these are the instructions. Now understand, it's from China, so it says to put the dirty in or clean the dirty, meaning the bad or whatever. Anyway, it has it's like a strainer and it has a filter, and it says to put bad wine, poor wine into there, and it'll come out stronger and better as good wine. Now that's the wine distiller part of it. Oh, I guess it said I could put, my fruits and stuff in. It doesn't say how. It's 1.5 pages. So anyway, can a distiller actually, this distiller, if I was to put some poor wine, meaning cheap wine, in that distiller and it distilled it out, would it have more, what do I want to say? More octane to it?
Content?
Yes.
Yeah. What you're going to get out of it is brandy. You're going to get naked brandy that's not aged. So it's going to be just like moonshine, but it's going to taste like the grape, like the fresh grape.
So it will be stronger after I just put cheap wine in it when it's distilled out.
When you put the wine in it, what happens is it squeezes the alcohol out because the alcohol boils off first before the water does. It boils at a lower temperature.
I'll be darn.
Yeah, so if you have a still, that means you have a whiskey still. Even if you use it for water.
No. I actually have a water distiller, but it said wine distiller and it gave me all the instructions as doing wine. My only concern was, and you answered it, I believe, is that if I just dump the reservoir like I would with water, with cheap wine, it would come out my distiller as more octane wine, right? Or brandy or whatever you call it.
It would come out anywhere between 160 to 120 proof alcohol.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Most states,
even
not legal.
Yeah, it's not legal in most states.
Really,
whenever you distill something like even evaporative distillation for water purification, that can be used. That same apparatus, the very same apparatus, can be used to squeeze the alcohol out. But if you don't know what you're doing, I don't suggest it, because if you don't know what temperature the spirit comes over at, then you're going to get all the congeners and the heads, which is not good. It's poison. Methane can cause you to go blind.
Oh.
Or what is it? It's not methane. It's methanol.
Oh.
Usually, I wait till it gets to 73 to 74 Celsius before I start capturing.
It actually is automatic. So, I mean, this is, like I said, it was a water distiller. That's all I'm using it for. Don't plan on making it. But my curiosity, I'm just out of curiosity because I hate wine. So I don't even like the taste of booze. So I don't plan on doing it. But my curiosity is, were they telling the truth? And you are saying to me, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll be darned.
There's another way to distill water. It's called a solar still. And this is where you dig a hole in the sand and you put a bunch of like green leafy vegetation and grass and stuff in the hole, and then set inside of it a little like a cup or canteen lid or something like that to catch the water drippings, or a bowl. Then you take black plastic bag and you spread that over the sand on top of it. So you have the hole where you have a cup inside, and then on top of the hole, like where the ground is, you cover it with plastic. You cover the hole with plastic, and you put sand around it or weights to keep it in there so that the steam doesn't escape. And you put a little pebble in the middle or a little bit of sand in the middle, and that'll cause the condensation to drip down and collect in the bowl. You get like maybe a mouthful of liquid for 24 hours doing it like that.
Well, I won't be doing that.
And that's a free energy thing, right? So the larger you go, the more you're going to get.
There's another reason I asked that. Literally, I don't drink wine. I don't like it. I don't like alcohol taste. I don't even like beer. It's just me. I don't like the taste. So, but as far as bartering, and I even am a little leery about bartering unless you know your people who you're bartering with, because then they'll probably become thieves. But that barter of that alcohol will become a good bartering thing when the SHFT or whatever it is. But so I wanted to know.
Yeah, if it will only do you any good if you have the stockpile of grain and or fruit trees to make the wine or the
flowers. You can make some wine from flowers.
No, actually, I could have a
dandelion
whole bunch of jugs of wine already. See, that's what it says it does. It already use the wine that you already have, and you pour it in there, and it'll make it stronger.
Oh, you can also do this too. If you have wine that's spoiled, run it through the still to get the vinegar out of it.
And it also makes it a higher content.
No, you're just taking the vinegar out from the rotten wine.
I just read your last. I'm sorry. I just read your last DM, dude. Really? Oh my god.
Okay, well, I was just curious because
especially when she said, "No, I'm a whole other person." I'm just like,
The new and improved. My bad, Marcy. Or is it Marcia? How do I pronounce
it? No, it's Marcia, but you know what? I went for about 30 years taking the A off, 30 or 40. Took the A off so people wouldn't call me Marcia. So I go by even my kids know me as Mercy. They grew up more than that way. So I go by it all.
Well, my niece's name is Marcia, and she gets mad as hell when I mess it up. But she also gets mad when I go Marcia, Marcia, Marcia. But I grew up.
Oh, I'm so used to that.
I grew up in the 70s. You know what?
I grew up in the 50s, so there you go.
And for anybody that doesn't know, that's the Brady Bunch.
For anybody that's young, yes, that's the Brady Bunch. Marcia, Marcia, Marcia. Oh, yeah.
All of them had hair of gold like their mother.
Then one day this lady met this fellow, and they knew it was much more than hunch.
So, oh, here's Leaf TV, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Balls, it's all about the comment you made. Hold on, let's define what Josh was saying. He said you were concern trolling, that you made our conversation all about your concerns. And in our rules, one of the number one things is no concern trolling and respect. Now, when you sit there and insult a person, are you respecting him? No. You're not here to give evidence. You're not here to learn. You're just here to ridicule people and imply things like as if the implication is I shouldn't be heard on my own damn server. But I respect people. So me and Truth, we bumped heads a couple times there. Yeah, I muted for her too. I got more respect for her than you. Oh, and that better be the last complaint about me.
I think I just stubbed my toe. It's all.
It's just lag. I'm catching you're late, and I didn't even know you started. I think, but
it could be me too because I mean, when I put something in and type it and hit enter, it's like almost an entire minute before it posts. So my sound could be doing that too.
Yeah, and just listen, I'm a fair guy. I let you get away with sitting in my server and dogging me. Could you please stop now? All right, I got your point. You think I talk too much. Let somebody else talk. Cool, we heard you. Now, when you get something valid to add, we'll probably hear you again. Till then, you can just listen.
And just some advice, next time you get the floor and you have a chance to talk, try to make it substantive and not, criticism, concern trolling, complaints, crying, none of that. Just ask your question or say whatever you got to say outside of those things.
Truth,
don't waste your time.
While you're talking, Ear has a question and says, why are you not all answering? But normally questions in the voice chat are asked in voice, in person. But she says, where is it at? Can you teach me how time zones work and where the sun goes on a flat earth? Something like that. Do you want to restate what your question is better, Erie? She'll answer it for you. You're not muted, are you?
That's like the best way I can put that sentence. You know how the world has different time zones, right? Like it's 4:00 in the afternoon where I am right now. And I'm assuming it's not 4:00 in the afternoon anywhere else. So how does time zones work? No, can I please finish? How does the time zones work, and why is the sun like in other places?
My bad.
Are you saying that the sun is smaller than the Earth? Yeah, I'm done.
So your idea of what the sun is, right, is 93 million miles away, 10 times larger than the Earth? So if you look at it and just accept it for how it presents itself, the sun is much smaller, very much more local, and all you see it doing is moving overhead. So while it's overhead, over your head, it's noon for you. When it moves away from you, then it's approaching a different area, right? Then they're going to see the sun.
You see the picture Oscar
it's just
put
that
up?
simple.
That shows how it works. If you look at the
Wait,
picture
so
up,
are you saying that the sun is smaller than the Earth?
Yes. We're saying it's closer and more local, yes, and that the light attenuates. That's why it doesn't shine up the entire Earth at once. It attenuates to the point of extinction as it shines through the medium of the atmosphere. Light's said to be infinite in open space, not through a medium. The atmosphere is a medium, full of obstructions. That's why every day the weatherman tells you your visual line of sight, how far you can see, sight distance. The weatherman tells you that. Why? Because it's due to weather, how far you can see.
Can
no one knows.
Am I going first or are you going first?
Well, I mean, I think I was just finishing up, about the sun and the earth, and I'd already started. I'll just go ahead and tell you. Then if you have another question, fine, you can go ahead. But no one knows how large the earth is. None of us are claiming to know the entirety of the earth. The only thing that we know is what we have access to. We know the surface measures flat. That's it.
So you're saying we don't know how big the Earth is, but we know how big the sun is?
Well, no, we can't measure it like to get a definitive size, right? But we can see it when it moves overhead. You can get an idea. Have you ever seen crepuscular rays?
But why are you basing it off ideas and not actual scientific proof?
No one. Do you think that they've actually measured the sun?
Girl, don't read
really?
the voice.
Lord.
Dude, let me tell you
really
something.
loud.
This is how I normally talk. Trust me.
You're
Ask
louder
everybody
than
in here.
everybody. Your mic sounds really good tonight. You're louder than everybody.
So
She was kind of quiet before.
That's fine.
Atmospheric extinction of light is a scientific principle. It's proven, demonstratable. Yeah.
You're talking about scientific evidence and scientific evidence of the sun. Do you think that they've measured the sun?
Yeah, can you post that
Just telling you a
science
story.
so we can read it, the experiment?
Yeah,
Science
but our sun is a star, right? So why is it so much big? How is it not?
Stars are stars. The sun is the sun, and the moon is
But
the
they're
moon.
both the
And
same
earth is the
thing.
earth. No, they're not.
And
Have you
both
been to
models.
a star to test
listen,
a star?
Can you just
can I
post
clarify something for her?
the link to the scientific experiment?
Can you post a link to the scientific evidence that the sun and the star are two different things?
Well, here's the thing.
Are they made of the same thing or are they made of different things?
Here's the
They
thing.
say the
Let
sun
me
is a
address it.
gigantic star because we're closer to it. That's why the stars are smaller because they're further away.
Where's the evidence?
Can I
Where's the
clarify
measurement?
something?
Well, where's the evidence that it's not a star? Where's the evidence that it's not a star?
Hey, can I just
Show me the
clarify one
evidence where
thing
it's
for you?
not.
Yeah,
That
she's
no
not
one
even.
has
She's not
ever-
even interested in any of it anyway.
I was just going
I
to
am
say that
interested
no
in
one has
it.
put a.
I just love to
no
see
one
the
has put a
scientific
tape
evidence.
measure
Can you let
to the
that
sun.
talk?
No one has. Everyone has just looked at it, either from the
hold on.
flat Earth or from the ball. No one has actually
I want-
touched or walked on the sun and measured it. Just,
I want to
just
hear
so you
what she
understand.
is saying. I want to hear what she's exactly saying. She's asking for scientific evidence of what?
Well,
What are
no.
you asking for
Listen,
let's hear
no
what you have to
science experiment proved that a star is a gaseous body in free space that has gravity and holds itself together. Nobody's proven that. The best proof they have is neutrinos, but then there's 6 neutrinos that are missing. If it was what they say it was, like helium that's produced in a fission reaction, we would have a helium-4 neutrino, but we don't see them. So we can actually get into the science when you quote the specific science, and you don't just say the word science as if it means something. Nobody ever proved that a star is a gaseous ball.
Can I say something real fast? What's the lady's name?
Erie.
Erie? Hey, Erie, can you do me a favor, please, ma'am? Can you look up the definition of pseudoscience and read it for us?
Yeah, I just say pronounce it for me. Correct me. I'm not a perfect man. I'm sorry if I say your name wrong.
Could be air.
What do you mean you're not perfect, huh?
Eerie, whatever.
Oh, that's someone else
I'm just wondering. No, that's me. I'm talking, and I want to know what it is that you were specifically saying that you were so hell bent against. Because before Battle Mod was talking right there, you're like, no, it's this, it's this, it's this. What is it that you were so hell bent on? Because I just came back to hear, and so I would like to hear.
While she looks up the thing that, Chris, the definition for pseudoscience, I'll catch you up to speed, I guess.
Thank you.
She was wanting to know about time zones, and I explained to her that the sun was much smaller and more local, and then it moves overhead, and when it moves away and approaches another area, that's how the time zones work. And then she just went into the postulations of the mainstream narrative of the sun being much larger, 10 times larger than the Earth, being a star, which is, I mean, I know that's what they claim, and she was saying why, and I told her that it wasn't a star, stars are stars, sun, sun, moon's moon, so forth, whatever, and she's like, well, where's the scientific evidence of it not being the same thing? And I'm like, that's just it. None of us can measure it. None of us can test these things. We can only observe it, and they don't appear to be the same thing because they don't behave the same.
But why would you think they claimed the same thing even their own model?
Well, I'm not finished yet. If you let me finish, maybe you would understand.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mute because I think I'm a little, I don't know.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just like,
sorry.
Well, you asked me and I was catching you up, and you were just letting me know that you still didn't understand why she was asking that, but I wasn't finished.
I was just, I get that. I was just adding to that. I was wondering while you were speaking why she would think any of those things were the same thing. That the moon is a moon, a planet is a planet, a sun is a sun. Why would she think?
You know
those
why
things
she
were the
thinks
same
that?
thing?
Because that's what they tell her.
No, I've never heard
That's
that
what they
before.
postulate.
Okay.
They postulate that the sun is a star, and the other stars that we see are miniature suns.
Yeah,
that,
so
that they're the same
stars
thing.
would
That's
be
what they
different,
postulate.
But a planet is not a star, right? That's where I was confused. Then a moon is not a star. A planet is not a star, right? That there is a different. That's why I was confused. That's why I was chiming in and saying, why is that? I was just like asking for clarity. Didn't mean to disrespect. Just asking for clarity.
No, I don't know. I might be a little testy tonight or spicy for some reason. I don't know. Could just be me.
I think it's when everyone just talks over one another. It becomes real aggravating for everyone.
And I think Chris is the voice of reason. I'm not frustrated no more, but I just muted and quit. You know, hey, we haven't got a lot of them to talk to. Let's not fight over talking to the first ones we get.
Because if she does what Chris says and looks up the definition for pseudoscience and reads it, and then understands what that definition means, and thinks about all these things that have been postulated, that there's no evidence for, then she would understand that that is pseudoscience. The claims of the sun and the stars, all that she was just repeating.
Well, that's why I was trying to say that she's gonna find out that it's things that that you can't do a scientific experiment on. But that's the definition is that they're trying to change, is that they think they're trying to say that they can scientifically do an experiment on something without physically touching it. That's why I was trying to say that no one's actually ever been to the sun and measured it either from the heliocentric model or from the flat Earth model. It's just everyone is just looking at it and making their conclusions on it from just looking at it. So either way, it's pseudoscience, as Chris was saying, as the definition is without physically touching it and manipulating it, and it's counting for the variables. It's pseudoscience. It's from both sides. You're just looking at it and making conclusions.
And I think that some people who still believe that it's a ball, it's a journey. So the best way to do it, rather than, give them like what he just said there. No one's measured the sun and all that. So it gives somebody something to look into rather than try and make them believe it right this second.
But they're also trying to change the definition of an experiment to try to make it seem like it's something you can do without physically manipulating something, or and that's what Chris was touching on, is that is the definition of pseudoscience.
And what I would say, airy, look into it a little more and know that there are other people that do have some real good information to make you think. And I'd say rather than, and I'd say think on it, ponder it, look at some of those things. Anyway, my 2 cents. Another off the wall question. What's the best climate to grow tobacco? Not that I want tobacco, but it's a good bartering. And the other question out there, should we barter with people we don't know in a bad situation?
What do you mean? Can you go on a
Long,
detail?
As long as you got spotters, as long as you got snipers somewhere,
yeah,
it might be all right.
Yeah, good point there.
Yeah, because I kept thinking about bartering, and I thought, man, if you don't meet up somewhere way far away or something like that, I don't trust to barter with anybody I don't really trust. So, I don't know.
Are you talking about like now in today's society, or like if things hit the fan?
If things hit the fan.
Oof, yeah. Well, if you got snipers.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Bartering now I could do, but... And has anybody grown tobacco plants? Are they easy? Or do they need...
I've always
I guess I could look at...
But I've never done it. I've always wanted to. So much, because I'm a smoker.
I don't think you can...
But
well, let's say you're not a smoker.
My cousin said you can grow tobacco easily in America. The natives did it, but he lives in Tennessee, so it could just be it grows good in Tennessee.
I'm from Tennessee. Yes,
what's
sir.
up, Eric?
Hey, what's up, man? Long time no see, man. What's up? What do you grow in Tennessee? I got
tobacco.
farm. Yeah, I got 2 farms in Tennessee. Yeah, I can grow that.
Tobacco. See?
Well, my uncle grows weed, though. Is that all right?
I grow weed, but I heard tobacco's the easy one to grow.
Tobacco's dirt easy, yeah.
Erie.
But it's medicinal.
We didn't mute you, Erie.
What are we talking? Why are we growing tobacco in Tennessee? What for?
I'm in Washington. I don't grow any of that. I was asking if I could grow tobacco here, the tobacco leaf here in Washington, because there is a medicinal use for it.
Oh, you mean legally or like? Is it possible or is it legal?
I don't even know if it's illegal.
Oh, you're asking about the legality. I see.
No, I'm not really. I'm asking if you can grow. Is tobacco easy to grow? Does it need... I mean, I'm in Washington, Zone 8 or whatever. You got Tennessee, so you have more sun or something. Is it easy to grow? Somebody told me it's an easy plant to grow, and it has medicinal purposes, so I was just wondering.
Well, you know what's better than that? Have you heard of wild lettuce?
Yes.
That has real good benefits.
Well, I think that doesn't...
It's an opioid.
It's a painkiller, right?
Yeah, something like opiate, like an opiate, sort of.
Yeah, it's a painkiller. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very similar chemistry in it.
Yep. Tobacco, though, I thought that was illegal in certain states to grow, as far as I'm aware of.
I have no idea. Never even thought of that part of it. Just like I hadn't even thought about using my old wine in my distiller and having it be illegal to do.
Really? It was illegal? Or,
I don't know, but I'm hearing it because it'll come out like moonshine and
Once you get alcohol over a certain proof, you're supposed to have a license to produce it. Now, I don't agree with anything the government says, but I'm pretty sure that's what most states. I'm pretty sure that's what the federal government says. I think once you get over 15%, I think that's the number. A friend told me one time that brews beer.
Plus, I think the penalties are stiff. I think they put you away for like years for that too.
Wow, really? That's wild.
Distributing is pretty hard to get caught though.
Didn't they make moonshine illegal at once upon a time?
Oh heavens, yes, they probably still are.
I know lots of people still do.
See, I know Arizona, you cannot make for yourself any amount of alcohol. Doesn't matter if it's for your vehicle, for fuel, or for personal consumption, or medicinal reasons. However, California, you can have 5 gallons of mash and distill that 5 gallons. Doesn't mean you're going to get 5 gallons of whiskey.
Yeah.
You're
Now,
going to
that's
get
the
a
other
couple
thing.
of quarts.
That's the other thing. Can you use it in place of gas?
Hmm.
In a pinch, yes, but it's not good for the engine. All of the rubber.
Why is
Yeah.
that? I never heard that one before. Why is that?
Technically, the reason why it's not is because if your pistons aren't the right compression ratio and whatnot.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I get it.
A new flex fuel automobile, it senses that there's a difference and it changes the timing.
Yep.
It either retards it or advances it. I think it retards it. And if you don't retard it, I believe there's pre-combustion, but I'm not sure. It's been a while since I looked at that stuff, but something like that. You got to change the timing for sure. I don't know about the O-rings and stuff.
You probably can crack like a head gasket or something, huh? Real fast with that.
What about a really, really old vehicle rather than a new vehicle? Difference?
Well, it's like race cars on alcohol. They produce way more power, right? So it's like the timing, like he's saying, it's like faster igniting.
The race cars, it's not about the timing because your compression is different. In a normal automobile that's made to use unleaded gasoline, that's why they changed the timing. It's because you don't have enough. I don't know. Where's Battle Mod at?
You know more about motors than me. I just remember one time that somebody told me like they had this huge, it's like I think like a 1700 horsepower Barracuda that was on alcohol for a drag car, and then they said when it's on like regular gas, it's like I think like 1500 horsepower. It loses a few hundred horsepower. But I don't know if maybe somebody was just talking and making stuff up, or maybe you have to change the carburetors or something. I don't know.
If you run avgas in a normal engine, you'll burn the pistons.
That's just lubricant.
It might take it a while,
but
you'll burn a hole in the top of the pistons.
Oh, what about? I thought my brother told me that you can run aviation fuel straight into a diesel. You just need to add lubricant, and it's actually way cleaner burning. And it's like all the mechanics that work on jet aircraft do that. But that's diesel. I don't understand why that would be. I guess gas would be quite a bit different. Trying to use alcohol as gas.
And diesel is way higher combustion because it's made to combust the gas from the combustion, from the pressure.
That's what I heard. This moonshine stuff could be used in a diesel, not just a normal. This is just, hearsay.
I wonder. Well, I don't know if I want to blow up my engine. Trying. I don't know.
No, I'd say in
I
a
wonder.
ship situation is the only reason.
Oh yeah, but I'd still like to know. You wouldn't want to just. If that's the other thing is in the worst situation. Would you want to make it worse by blowing up your engine, or would you just look a little further for some diesel? Because diesel is actually you're going to find way more than gas. Because all heavy equipment, all tractor trailers, everything runs on. Will have a little bit somewhere.
Well, not only that, but it'll also last. I was working on a generator about a year ago, and the owner knew it hadn't been started in 7 years, and it was completely full of diesel. I didn't do anything besides fix the electronics and the starter and whatnot so that it would actually start. They had lost the key, and it started right up, dude. I smoked really bad for the first 30 seconds, but that 7-year-old diesel ran just fine.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't gonna do that with gasoline.
Gas wouldn't be able to. Yeah, no, yeah, you'd never do that with gas. That's the other big bonus with it. Like if you do find some a few years later in the bush, it's way more likely to work than gas.
I'd like to ask you guys a question real quick, if I may. What do you guys think is next?
Interesting
Famine.
question.
That's a broad question. Next to what?
Next as into holy shit, that's like a big truth. Like
What's going to happen to us next?
Yeah, like what's next? Like what everything that's going on in the world right now. I mean, if I would have told you in 2015, 16 that people are going to wear masks, old folks places are going to get shut down, you're going to mandates and all this crazy stuff that's going on, you'd call me a conspiracy theorist. What do you think is next?
Oh man,
it's war.
War.
If they want to make one world order, they need to crash all the countries' money systems and governments at the same time. If they want to officially make a one world government and a one world money, they need to crash all the economies and all the governments at the same time. So they need to make it horrible for everybody, so everybody would jump on board this new system.
I think the next thing they're going to do is try food shortage, and then this is me guessing. Food shortage, then crypto or changing the money system, and it's all in phases going to the 2030 where we're all, pretty much have us surveilled and even rationing. That's my guess.
Yeah, I agree totally, because it's all needs to change to the money system, but the money system is going to be digital, and that's why once you're locked into that, you ain't getting out.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's a lot easier to turn off or control people's revenue. It's quite interesting. Yeah. You think it's probably a good time
to
start?
About reliance. It's reliance.
Yeah,
if you rely on money for your necessities, then you're still locked into it. If you can figure out a way to not rely on money, then you're not going to be forced into their system as it's not going to be as hard or as it'll be easier for you to stay away from their system because your necessities will be covered without it. But the people that aren't are going to 100% basically either starve or take it. They have to.
Well, there is one thing, and that is we're all, at least in the U.S. here, as far as I know, we're locked into property taxes. And I don't know how you can have land without having to pay your property taxes, which they can come take. So there's money involved somewhere. They do have it figured out pretty tightly.
I was thinking about that exactly too. I'm just getting evicted right now. I was having a sweet deal renting for a long time. Now rent is like crazy around here. Well, it's like find a similar size house like $3,000 a month, where I'm paying like $1,300, which is from like 5 years ago prices. So now it's like the landlord sold the house. Now I got 60 days to find another place, and it's like, okay, well, what do? You know what I mean? It's like,
I just want to stop real quick. Is there actually a live stream going on? I'm not aware of that. Is there? Uh-oh.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I mean, that's cool if there is. I never knew that either. I would like the link so I can subscribe, follow, all that
Well, I didn't know. If I knew, I wouldn't have brought that other stuff up. You know what I mean?
Flatness of Water YouTube channel. Flatness of Water YouTube channel. Yeah.
Flatness of Water.
I'm definitely going to subscribe to that now.
It's like the first thing that comes up when you search for Robalgo.
Yeah,
don't voice personal
nice
or other server politics stuff, please.
All right, yep. I didn't know. That's why when some Woman of Valor said that, I was like, oh shoot, wait a minute. Rewind.
Well, I mean, what you were talking about wasn't really an issue. I mean, it's they're not censoring it, and it's not one of the topics that we don't. I mean, it's. But I was wanting to also let you know that there's a vanity link for the server too. It's discord.gg/flat.
Nice.
Yeah, and I just noticed on my lower third I have the wrong
go ahead, Joe.
URL. I got the wrong URL on the lower third, so I'm going to have to change it.
Is that Don talking?
Yeah, that's me, man. What's up?
I'm just going by your voice. I don't look at my phone very often.
Oh, you remember my voice, huh?
Very distinctive.
Oh God! Don't feed into his ego. His ego is big enough.
Oh man!
Oh, you recognize my voice? Oh, that's Don for you.
Oh, that's tough.
That's tough.
Well, it's good to have a positive opinion about yourself. I guess it's better than thinking, well, if they say that. Because if someone says, oh, I recognize your voice, it's like, I'm wondering, well, do they like my voice or do they not like my voice? Why does my voice stand out to
your
you?
Voice. I love your voice, girl. Your voice is distinctive and I love it. Your voice is like, I don't know. I love your voice. There's a lot of Adamod has a voice. Dawn has a voice. There's a lot of people's voices in here that I recognize. I don't think there's a single person where I recognize their voice and I don't like it, unless it's Xanac or Puppy.
Oh,
the only two where I'm like,
no, Rumpus
stop
too,
it. And Rumpus, that's another one. Yeah, Rumpus feels on a chalkboard. Fuck.
His voice is not too bad. It's just when you go up, it keeps cutting you off, and then that's like, okay, I can't do it no more.
Yeah, Xanac is my favorite though. As soon as he chimes in, it's like, oh, here we go. It's about to go down. Xanac is in the room.
Right.
That's a voice you recognize, and it's like cringe.
Where is Rumpus actually?
I don't know. I haven't seen him around in any server for a long time. He's probably hiding out in gems, maybe. I don't know. I never go over there.
Is he the one that went locally flat?
No, you're thinking maybe of Ranty. Ranty was the one who claimed that he was a flat earther, then claimed he was a glober, but he was a glober the entire time. That's the one who, set all that up. Yeah, that's Ranty, and his voice is annoying as well. If I do say so, I'm not saying I have the best voice in the world, but you can tell these voices, and like when they come in, it's cringe. It hurts you on the inside when they start talking.
I've always wondered how Truth's mic is always so loud. Like
Truth?
I envy her mic. Yeah, if she raises her voice, it is.
Maybe I don't know, because I've been on many ladies' nights with Truth, and I've never heard her. Like, it's never damaged my ears or any kind of loudness whatsoever.
Same.
But what's funny is, like, I've been in multiple rooms where they're like, somebody will call out one person, they're like, can you turn your mic down? And I'm like, sounds normal to me. Does it sound normal to everyone else? And everyone else will be fine. But for some reason, that person will just be like, that person is loud. I don't know.
Earlier, when that chick said that she was yelling, she just raised her voice just a little bit, and she was twice as loud as all y'all.
Well, okay, so my voice I do project my voice a lot. It's like even sometimes when I'm talking to someone, like, directly face to face, it's like when I get into the conversation, they're like, well, why are you yelling? I'm like, I'm not yelling. This is just how I talk. But anyway, my other laptop, I had really good sound on it. So once someone adjusted it, it stayed pretty normal. Now on this one, it's like I've always been pretty low. So maybe you've got me turned up in your settings. Maybe that could.
I got everybody turned up. I have everybody at 100%.
Well, my voice.
Well, it's not just
mine's pretty good.
100%. Like when you turn somebody's volume up, so I have truth at 100% right now.
That's,
I can turn it up to 200%.
Desktop. That's desktop.
Right?
He's on
200%.
mobile.
Yeah,
He's on mobile.
That's only.
Oh,
Yeah, that's only on
okay.
desktop.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. There we go.
And
Maybe
if you
that's the
switch back
difference.
And if you switch back and forth, it will switch you back to 100% on the desktop.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. So maybe, I don't know. That's weird then.
Well, that's good to know. So now I can go back to my original tactics, which is if someone overspeaks me, I can get control without having to mute them right away. I can just overtalk them. Just get louder.
We all get loud, I would say.
And
That
it happens all the time. Like
Yeah.
everyone overtalks everyone all the time. Even if
It's really
friendly,
annoying.
friendly fire,
And for only $29.95, we got a new
Like-
brain in here.
There we go. See?
Yeah, that's just
That's the way of the world.
No, the best way to overtalk someone is you just server mute them.
That's funny.
That way you're not technically overtalking them.
That's actually my least favorite thing that people actually do.
True.
Like shit. Like it's do. It is shit. They do that. And it sucks. Like, so you have one person like screaming something and another person that's just calmly talking. And it's like, okay, you obviously have this person server muted. We're not able to hear what's actually being conversated because one person is screaming over the other person, like, don't you hear me? And the other person is just calmly going about their business, saying what they want
I'm
to
not
say.
talking about
and
using
nobody-
that kind of mute. No,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
talking about red mic.
Like, oh yeah, then red mic. That's a different story. But people do
red
that.
mic. Server
It's where
mute,
they-
not local
yeah.
mute.
Then, well, that would take a mod, right? So it
Yeah,
takes a mod to do
I despise local mute.
that. Me too. It's
Yeah,
so
I don't
annoying.
like that either.
Like, just
You fucking
don't
start
do
local
that.
muting in this channel,
Ooh.
I'll server mute you.
Thank you, because it's very annoying.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know how to do any of it.
And I have a habit of not unmuting you for reasons of that nature for a good half an hour.
I like to think that most times that it can just be a process where, people wouldn't really have to be if everybody really makes an effort and tries to. That it's a process and things smooth out eventually. And then, once you get used to speaking with certain people, I mean, you kind of get a feel for it and you know how the flow goes and you get into the flow.
Yeah, you can even have a conversation where the two members that are actually having the argument with one another are actually talking very loudly, but they are taking turns. And
that wasn't happening.
I don't mute for that.
Yeah, that's
because they actually are still cordial, even though they're practically yelling.
Yep. We have that quite often too. And
Flat round, flat round, flat round. What's the fucking difference?
Right.
Well,
Sometimes it brings up.
Well, when they say round, they're referring to spherical. They just need to be, made aware of that, I guess. But
And
It's
as
like
for
that-
the oblate spheroid, it is as close to a sphere as you're pretty much going to get. You know what I mean? Like if you compared the difference from, equator to the other way around, you're going to find it's very close in measurement. It's not only out a few miles.
Well, 16
but
miles.
they call it oblate because it's not absolute perfect mirror ball.
Yeah,
like
right.
a ball bearing. It's
Right.
slightly out. But it's not. It would be out about the same amount as an old wore out ball bearing that's rough and pitted and rolling loud. That's the amount of out the roll would be. So that bearing that didn't get greased last year.
I beat you to it, Shines.
I know, I saw that.
I know, I don't want to get into flat versus round again. Sorry for that.
No, that was great. Yeah, 16 miles at the equator, they say.
Yeah, that's nothing. 16 miles versus 2,500 or something like that.
So what?
That's it. It's 24 hours.
Sure, but that would be probably the best place to do
24,000.
observation. Yeah.
24,050 or 24,000 or whatever. Doesn't matter. somewhere in that area. You just call it 24,000. That's so close to what it is, it doesn't matter.
Right.
No, for the purposes of a basic talk. If it says 25,000, just round it off. It still wouldn't be, in the grand scheme of an argument, you're close.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how debates go. You don't have to be on the mark to the last decimal point. You can be out 5%. It wouldn't matter. But that's all right. You know what I mean? So you can just do a quick calculation in the head that way. Killed the room again.
Uh-oh. Who's here? I want to ask.
I started talking about math and it killed the room.
Right. Math is fun though. Who is here that are flat earthers that when they see observations, they no longer just like, yeah, we already know. I already get it. It's going to be the run of the mill, same old, same old. That they just don't do it for you anymore. And then when you have like a new person that tries to post one and they don't get the arguments, it's like, okay, this is kind of like just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that in any of you guys?
In both directions.
Yeah.
In both directions.
Oh, come again?
Well, I get that because I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, you do get it from both sides. Yeah, you definitely do.
Yeah.
That's what I said earlier today, is that it's like a tennis match back and forth. Like, we have this optical illusion, we have this one, we have this, we have that. And it's like this back and forth day in, day out. And I feel like sometimes that, optical observations are never going to, quote unquote, prove or provide evidence to sway or change the minds of anyone. Like, we need something different than visual observations. We need something different. That isn't working. It's never going to work. Like, it's never going to change the minds or sway people on one side or the other. It's just a tennis match back and forth. It's like Pong.
For example, when you get into a mini helicopter on the beach, you know what I mean, and you can actually rent these things, and half an hour prior, you couldn't see the ocean liner that was offshore, right? And then when you take off, and you fly up, straight up, it's completely in view. Because the ride you take, or the helicopter ride, is just you fly way up high and get to have a good view of the area, and land right where they took off. You know what I mean? And when you fly up, you can see boats, and it's like, holy shit, there's 4 or 5 of them offshore. How long have they been there for? You like blow your mind. You realize how many cruise liners are out there. I was at a beach once, and I got to do the little helicopter ride straight up and down. And when we flew up, it's like there's a lot of ocean liners there. And things are big.
I don't know. Oops, sorry.
Sorry.
Well, ocean liners, just when you spoke of it, it's funny, but all the tankers, and I don't know if I said it in this chat or some other, I feel like I'm in so many, I might be repeating myself, but...
I meant vacation ships, not commercial ships. I'm talking...
They use bunker fuel, right?
I'm talking like luxury ships. Yeah.
Bunker fuel. Bunker fuel is... What is that? What is bunker fuel?
Just looking out the window at them, or in my case, at the open door, because I got the straps on.
She's changing the subject.
Oh, he is. Oh.
Still about boats, though, but she's changing the subject. She's asking a question.
Yeah, because all those ocean liners you see and all that stuff. Oh, I see. I guess I am changing. It's not on flat Earth. Yeah, it's
No, that's fine. That's fine. I don't like staying on flat Earth.
Okay.
I like you're taking it off of flat Earth.
Bunker fuel, from what I understand, all the cargo ships and everything. You can take all the cars, and those things are making more pollution with their bunker fuel than all the cars in the whole world in one day. Now, is my understanding of bunker fuel is just crude type. So as far as them saying, "Oh, we gotta,"
no, it's quite
because of
well
our cars.
refined. It's quite well refined. I've actually gotten to see it up close, like literally saw the actual fuel. It's not as refined as the diesel that was in your 18-wheeler, but it's not nearly as bad as people think it is, especially in all the modern ships that we got. Not to mention that they have massive catalytic converters that actually clean it as it comes out, the exhaust.
Because when you look at some of these weather people, they show where the bunker fuel lines are going. They're different. They're different from the chemtrail.
Yeah. But they're using
just
that heat energy from that bunker fuel to heat water for the pools and all that stuff.
I just didn't know how.
I know what you're talking about, Marcia. I know what you're talking about. I've seen it. Okay. Where you could see the trails that they make. The ocean.
Oh, you mean what's coming out of the stack? It's just it's so much more dense because it's that much bigger of an engine.
Well, it's just what it's producing. They'd say our cars are producing such terrible, and we've got to get electric cars. And yet, the bunker fuel that's coming out of all the cargo and all the princess liners and all like that are way, way, way worse.
Well, it's just you got basically 1 million horsepower in some of them ships, where your car is a couple hundred horsepower. For most cars, that's a big car.
Right. Which
so
means
and it's all in one spot, so it looks a lot worse. But when it comes to per ton mile, I don't know if you know what I mean by that.
No.
Per ton mile means we'll say 100,000 tons on the ship. So that ship travels exactly 1 mile. That's 100,000 ton miles. So if the ship travels 100 miles, that's 1 million ton miles that ship just traveled because it was carrying 100,000 tons. And it burned a certain amount of fuel to go that distance. Well, if you compare that to, say, the best thing we got on wheels, the locomotives, the ship wins, hands down.
Distance is so much less.
Huh?
Because the resistance is so much less.
Well, it's not to do with resistance because locomotives are running on metal wheels. So for the amount of ton mile there, the drag is way lower than you think. But there's still a lot more equipment there for the amount of tonnage you can haul. And there's a lot more wear surfaces. A ship's propellant system is not as complex as it seems for one of them big cargo carriers. The ocean liners have a lot more complex drive system, so they're not quite as efficient. But the big cargo carriers, they've got that down to they got that screw refined right down to a point, so that it works perfectly. The screw, that's the thing that pushes you through the water, the propeller. But all that stuff has been machined perfectly for that scale. If it was cheaper to haul another way, they would. Because companies are up to the bottom line. That's all they care about is the bottom line. How much stuff can I haul for the same amount of bunker fuel? The more the better.
I guess my whole point, rather than getting down to the mechanicals,
yeah,
which Chris understands.
Yeah, greed will keep it fairly fuel efficient per ton mile.
Yeah,
greed will do that.
Is that they are polluting the air worse than our cars, but they're going to blame it on our cars and make us go electric. That's my point, I guess.
Well, technically speaking, shipping is one of the few things that you can't do electric. Massive shipping like that.
Exactly. And so
it is really the vehicles that should go first, because another one that can't do without the fossil fuels is air flight. And rocketry. No, sorry, I apologize. Rocketry can be done with renewables. But aircraft engines, pretty well all of them right now are all reliant on like kerosene type fuels. It's basically like a kerosene that goes in aircraft.
Can I ask you about that? I have a kerosene heater. What's the difference with a kerosene heater than what else could I put in it? Just kerosene? I don't know what kerosene
For your health
really is.
matters, I would say only use kerosene. Oh, any of the other fuels would function perfectly fine in that thing. Diesel fuel, furnace oil, kerosene, lamp oil. And don't use gasoline, but I would not recommend doing that because they're not refined as well as kerosene is, so they're not going to burn nearly as clean.
They're putting off
kerosene kerosene is extremely heavily refined for use indoor burning.
Well, I never thought
And
of
same
it
with
as
fondue
indoor
fuel.
burning.
Yeah, same with fondue fuel. Fondue fuel is kind of like a kerosene as well, but it's even more refined because it's right on your kitchen table around everybody.
Okay.
You don't toilet set in the middle of your kitchen table. You set it away from people a little bit.
Okay, very good. Like really, I mean, I was buying some kerosene for my kerosene heater for out in the garage.
Yeah.
And I'm going, forget this noise. This was like, I forget what it cost me. $22 for 5. I don't remember. And that was on sale.
Propane's cheaper.
Propane is definitely cheaper than kerosene. Yes.
Okay, public service announcement. Josh is streaming YouTube, and he's got, if you scroll down, if everybody would just do this just for a second, it wouldn't take but just a second. If everybody would scroll down to the live stream voice text chat, and then use that chat while we're in here, that would help out a lot. That way, the YouTube viewers will have, something to read, something to respond to, and they can talk with us.
Oh, okay, thank you for that, Truth, because I was confused. So when that little message was sent, I was like, oh, can they see that on YouTube? Like, I was confused as to what that actually meant. So if we're in that text, then they can see it on YouTube.
If you just scroll down, you'll find it. It's it'll have the red dot.
Yeah, we're in casual talk at the moment.
Yeah, but so that's why I was confused. Like, so we're still being recorded here.
But we can respond in that chat instead of casual chat. That way we can interact with YouTube.
So that was my question. So we're in casual talk, right? But that's still streaming to YouTube, even though it's casual talk? Like, it doesn't have the red dot?
Yeah, the video is the casual text, and then I have another room set up called live stream text and chat relay. Anything that's typed in that room shows up in my chat box, and anything in the chat box that the viewers send shows up in that room.
Okay, and so that was my question. So even though we're in casual text, we're still being recorded live to YouTube?
Yes.
Perfect. That's what I was wondering. Okay, cool. So we need to...
At least now I know.
Yeah.
No, it's like say if you're not really into the conversation, you don't want to add anything to it, and you just want to like help support the argument or whatever, you can always pop over to the relay room and address people like Slumpy Gamer or Brian S. They're sitting there asking questions and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
No, that's what I meant. So even though we're in casual text, so shouldn't we move into the live stream, like so that like shouldn't casual text?
Yeah, we should technically all move into the actual live room.
That's what y'all want to do. That's what y'all.
I was just trying to make it simple, we could do.
I'm just
because he's already. Yeah, I mean, it's just whatever everybody wants to do.
I just want to know that if we're in something that's casual, it is still being recorded to YouTube.
All right, I'm gonna tell Josh something. Will everybody else just stop for a second, please? Josh, put arrow pointing right voice move.
In
any chat. It's gonna.
If I do that, it's gonna screw my thing up.
Okay.
The arrows, put 2 arrows pointed right.
Then voice move.
Oh, and then it says now move me and I'll drag. Huh?
Yeah, then you just drag it up.
Now move the vortex bot to whatever room, and it will take us all there.
Exactly. There you go.
There it is.
So now there's no questions. And so that's why I was questioning, like, okay, so if we're in casual text, like live stream has the record button next to it. That, of course, means that we're being live streamed to YouTube. But now it's saying that even if we're in casual text, that's also being live streamed to YouTube?
No, it's where the vortex bot is. I just didn't see it in here.
Okay.
You guys,
The user account that does the streaming.
if anybody can't use their mic, say something, and I will give you the participant role that'll allow you to use your mic and camera.
I should be able to, anyways, use my mic.
Right. Well, yeah, you're.
Type it in the chat because they won't be able to say anything. I actually really like this. I've never seen this before where you can actually see the posts on YouTube here. That's really convenient. That's really super convenient that we can see we don't have to have the YouTube open, be in that, we can be here. And so if we respond to them, does it show up on the YouTube stream? Like it just
Yes.
That's so
So
cool.
what I'm going to do
That's
is I
really
just
cool.
changed the video portion of it to be the live stream relay room. So that would be, I don't want game, I want program. That would be where the actual conversations would go in the text. So yeah, the conversation for the red room would be the red.
Yeah, I see the bot here. Yeah, that's what that red bot is. It's posting whatever they're posting on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah, restream.
Yeah, I see that now. I see what you're doing.
Some more people.
So
Definitely
it never
different how I do
it doesn't show does it show who's saying it? Or
How
does
much
it
is
just
that
show
No, it doesn't.
Bottle.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right.
And it's okay that it doesn't show who it is. It
does.
just
It
says like
gives
this
you-
bot.
It does. It gives. I just give you access to the room.
Cool.
What it does is it says if it's YouTube, it'll say YouTube, then Crow's Bones, which is less work, right?
Yeah.
Or YouTube Brian.
They were out there eating.
So it'll give their YouTube handle, not their
Oh,
Discord
yeah, I
handle.
see it. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Yeah, yours is a little different bot than mine.
Why?
Similar, but different.
Yeah, it makes it streamlined. And there's a lot of people on YouTube that will never come in here, but it keeps the conversation going in that YouTube to at least keep them around, right? Whether they join Discord or not, like it keeps that conversation going for people that
Yeah,
want to
'cause
be
they're
in
not-
text. That's really cool. I like that.
And then, like, if you have any GIFs or something, try to post a link with it instead of just posting the GIF. Or, like, if you have a citation or something, it'll even go over there to where they can click on the link.
Oh, that's really cool too, because a lot of times in text chat, you can't even post a link, right? So that's
No,
cool.
Not
I
unless
love
you're
that.
a YouTube moderator.
Yeah. So in here in Discord, we can post links and they will see that. That's really cool. I love that. I've never seen this before, ever, on Discord. So yeah, I'm digging this. It's very streamlined.
And
Well, I don't think it would really matter, would it? If there was no one in YouTube chatting with, if someone came in there and was chatting, it doesn't really matter if none of us are actually in the YouTube chat because we can chat with them from in here. So it's like everybody in here is in the YouTube chat.
Exactly. Yeah. It's really cool. I'm surprised that I've never seen this before, ever. Ever. It's
Well, I'm
really
on
neat.
230 odd servers, and it's only 3 of the servers this bot's on that I share.
Yeah, I'm on a bunch, and I haven't been on Discord that long. It's only been like a year and a half, and I've never once seen it. And yeah, this is really neat. I think this is the way to go, because it sucks. Like, you know, even when it's like ladies' night or whatever, and we're on the other server, and like you're jumping between things and you're trying to go here to there, or like on any server, and you're going back and forth. Like it sucks. This is really streamlined. It makes sense.
Yeah, I like it. And on top of that, like, it helps with everything, right? It helps with the messages, so we don't have a separate crew hanging out over in the YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
you don't have to lose people to go somewhere else. We can just remain where we are.
Yep.
Yep. I love
And
it.
then there's a couple people, like Crow's already a moderator from before, how I've known him before. So he's already a moderator on my YouTube. And yeah.
Get your horses out of here now.
Uh-oh. Sounds like me with my son. It's mom time.
What happened?
I just heard a mama being a mama.
Nice service hat, Mike.
My Bluetooth disconnected and then reconnected. That's what happened. And you can bet money if I'm not in the house, she's yelling.
Marsha, are you able to talk?
I am. I can talk
Okay.
now. Thank you.
Yep.
How does Trillion get around so much? It's like for years, I don't know, what, 4 or 5 years, Trillion's been every chat. How is Trillion in all the chats at once? They got like 5 monitors and a chat on each monitor. I don't know. Different accounts, maybe. I don't know.
It's pee drinking, buddy.
Different browsers open.
Yeah, right. I don't have. That's right. Duh. Of course not.
Well, it would still have to be different accounts, though, to do that. I mean, that's some dedication. Dedication to the troller.
It wouldn't have to be different accounts if you're using different browsers. That's the way I used to play mobsters for MySpace.
I mean, I guess, yeah, if you move from chat to chat, I was just...
Tab to tab, yep. Or browser to browser. That's what I used to do. You could have multiple accounts open as well. As long as you're on a different
So when
browser.
I see you, Chris, on 3 different of the things, you're not hearing all 3 of them at once, right? I mean, I see you.
When you see me in different voice chats?
Yeah, I'll see you in 3. Yeah. All at
no.
once.
I'm not listening to one and just parked in the others.
And just for convenience, I just started up my stream software so I could view YouTube in this at the same time. Just out of automatics, makes it easier to me to view everything. So I just got mine running into a deadhead. The output turned off just so I can get the viewing system of it.
What, like OBS?
Nope, it's not. It's a Linux contraption.
But something like that?
Kind of.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. That actually looks like Discord itself, but I can bring up several chat rooms simultaneously. This server got that. Try that on a different channel. Text in here.
Man, I hate this phone. Every time I try to do something on the phone because I'm streaming and my computer is being used, it drops me.
Hey, Marcia, did you go to Vader's show the other day?
Yes, I did.
I totally just forgot. How many people
Did
showed
you?
up?
Actually, there were quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or so. 6. 2. Ariel was on. 2 others. I can't remember their names. And I can't remember.
It's like, oh man, I just left him hanging.
Oh no, he had He had more than
That's great.
It was
asleep.
really. It actually was a fun show. Yeah, it was a fun show.
Good. That's awesome. My garden looks a little odd. I made with the landscaping timbers, like little areas for the different varieties. But then I added more like compost wood chips around it. So instead of having like raised beds, they look like recessed beds.
It's hard to picture. You added?
So you got a flat garden, right? And then you got the landscaping timbers just set on the flat garden area. And then after you got the landscaping timbers in, not where you're planting the plants, but like where your walking aisles would be, I filled it up with my wood chips that are about 3 years old, so they're mostly compost.
I see. I can get a better picture.
Yeah.
So how many acres are you on?
I don't know, 6.5, 8.5.
Well,
it's not mine though. I don't know.
Enough land to do a big garden.
It's not real big. It would be bigger if it was me, but this guy pretty much just likes jalapenos, cucumbers, and tomatoes. Pretty much. I got more than that planted, but
Question for the group. How are you all? Are you all gardening, or are you canning, prepping, anything? I don't garden. I could turn things and garden because I do know how to use, how to. My place is flowers and pretty, but I could turn it into a food.
well, gross stuff you can't eat.
I know I should, but I got old. Digging isn't all that easy anymore.
Well, you're not poor. You could have some wood, contact somebody that cuts trees.
Yeah.
Somebody that cuts trees for a living.
Oh, that's what my husband did.
And ask them if they could come dump a pile of wood chips.
Oh.
And then just get some Mexicans to come.
I don't got Mexicans here.
Cheapits.
Shame on you, Oscar.
There's Mexicans everywhere. What are you talking about? Well, they're the most willing to work. That's why I'm saying it.
You're right. I understand.
I'm not saying it because I'm racist. I'm saying it because they're the most willing to work. If they say they're going to be there, they'll be there.
Yep. That is a fact.
But you could come have them just spread it out and do that every 3 years. And then if you ever do need to have a garden, I mean, you won't need to till it. If you keep it covered so grass won't grow on it, it won't have seeds either. So the first couple of years it'll be way less to tend with because you won't have to worry about grass growing.
Yeah.
But usually, one thing they don't tell you when you do it like that, your pH is normally quite a bit high. You normally need to add some sulfur to it.
Sulfur. Not like, I haven't used sulfur in my yard. What do I do? Trying to think of some of the things I use. Of course,
Well, depending on where you live, you might have to use lime, but here in Texas,
that's what I use.
Pretty much everywhere. Like we're on limestone, so our like the pH in this garden area last year was 9.5. I didn't know it until like the plant started turning yellow, and so I did a pH check, and it was 9.5. So the rest of the summer I watered it with 4.5 pH water.
Yeah,
and,
lime is what they use so I must be lacking. You're living on lime, and I'm lacking it here.
Yeah, and the limestone leaches up, so like it's a consistent problem here. That's why that's why there's not any like food forest in Texas. That and also the tap water, like the well water, has minerals in it that actually will harm the plants during drought and makes it where they can't hydrate properly.
Huh. And so what about your drinking water?
It don't hurt us.
Don't hurt us.
But everybody found it was recording and just stopped talking, huh? Yeah, the only bad thing about moving everybody like that, Truth, if you're even still in here, is people on phones, there's a bug, and you gotta go and adjust. Alright, I'm done planting for today. I gotta go to work.
Oh yeah, I see why it's posting my name now. I see it. Let's reply back.
Oh, I didn't notice you went to my YouTube. Damn, dude. Hang on.
You notice I'm randomly choosing one or the other.
Yeah.
Like they're right side by side. I can just kick in one or the other.
Yeah, see, I think we can have it to where we can get the restream, more than one restream bot, like one restream bot communicating to different YouTube channels, but you have to have the restream service, which it's free, and you can stream to multiple locations. But I choose to use Mob Crush because that also has a multi-stream to service associated with it, with custom URLs. With the restream, you have to pay like a lot of money to be able to stream to custom URLs.
I don't know if this will work or not. I'm going to attempt something here. It might not show it right. I'm going to just see if it will. But looking at it myself.
Yeah, so you see what I'm talking about? Like, I'll post an image, right, without a link, and it won't come through on the YouTube. It'll show up on the video, right? But if you grab the link to that, right? Oh, where's the link? Share. Copy and then paste. Then they should be able to click on it. Nope, that's the wrong one. But what's going on with my stupid phone? Anyways, it should post the link. Yeah, I know, right? But no, it should be able to post the link. Maybe I exited out before I saved it. The share. Try it again. Come on, copy it. There we go.
I can do it myself that way too.
That way, when you post the link, it'll resolve it for the video and for our sites, but it'll post the link to that image on the YouTube.
Apparently, I'm a moderator in here.
Yeah, you have a wrench. You may have to refresh.
No, it didn't. No, it already did automatically.
I can set it up to where subscribers can get a special role, but I wasn't able to get that going through the Nightbot on my server.
Oh, yeah.
So it's still bugged. I got to figure it out.
That guy that Tinky Winky Rodrigo, he's actually pretty damn decent with bots too. He has a bit of bot knowledge in him. If you didn't scare him off the server earlier today. I saw him in the chat up above. Earlier, he was in casual up there talking.
No, I'm not sure. I don't try to scare anyone off unless they start, trolling or something.
No, he wouldn't have. But he's definitely a globe earther, so.
No, that's fine. We need you. Globe Earth us.
If someone piled onto him about it, he would probably just get pissed off. Because, he's barely likes to stay on Flat Earth servers as it is.
Right.
He's not into that at all. He would just join because I was in here. He would have followed me in.
There's more globe earthers in here than flat earthers. I think it's 1,700 plus, and then how many flat earthers?
I looked at the rolls.
Like under 1,000. What is it? 700 or is it? Surely it's not just 170. But I remember I saw 70.
I'll tell you.
I think Little Witch said that at one time that was the default role when you entered the server.
1722. And
the globe earth is the default? Yeah.
Yeah, and the flighty roll is 160.
That's what she said. I believe that's what she said.
So not all of those globe earthers are really globe earthers, but we know if they're active or not.
Right. Well, this is the only place the only flat earth server you'll find Glovers as moderators or gold members or any role of authority or whatever.
There's another one.
Another flat earth server with them?
Yep.
Which one's that?
I didn't say. I'm not going to advertise the server.
No shit. That's why I asked. It's not advertising. It's just the name of it.
Yeah, you're not putting the link.
That's good. Don't worry about it.
Well, the name of it, if you just type the name of it into Discord, it would come up.
Is there really people that want to it's like they've known globe Earth their whole life, and now they are really trying to, and we did too. I don't know if anybody has been a flat earther from the beginning of their life, and they really want to just defend it. It's kind of I can see why. I don't know. I don't understand sometimes. I mean, they're so bent on it.
There's an aspect to their defense of it as being like some way to justify to themselves for remaining in the collective. I guess maybe, I don't know. They don't want their worldview to change. That's the worldview they were given. People don't want to admit that they've been fooled, right? Tricked or lied to.
Ask the Globey in the room.
Oh, there's a Globey in the room?
Yeah, God 420.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm new to this, sir. I'm new to everything, so.
I'm just wondering, if people realize or not that the wool has been fleeced over our eyes. And I'm wondering how that really makes people feel. Some people get like a Stockholm syndrome about it, and they start defending their captive. So I'm wondering if that's like similar psychology with this. I don't know.
We're just a bunch of retards for believing that. Believing
No,
that,
I actually got
measurements and stuff.
Just be careful of that word.
We're a bunch of rock splitters.
Just be careful of that word on YouTube, because their bots will trigger. They're deadly over there.
Oh, yeah.
Very deadly bots YouTube's got. Hotter than little
I
bullets.
would say Facebook is worse. When I came to the flat, it just, I mean, I didn't want to be, but it just happened, I started seeing the actual proof. So it just thought, are the Globers ones who, I don't know, want to just not believe it? I mean, because they don't want it to be real, or that they could be deceived, or they believe the government couldn't possibly have deceived us all. Because when you really go through a lot of it, it's so provable. And it just, so I was wondering why they want to defend it so deeply. I mean, I didn't want to be a flat earther, but it happened because of the proof,
Paradigms. There's like an aspect of each one of the things when you
We
say
can't hear you, Truth. We can't hear you. I mean, we can, but we can't.
Your microphone got disconnected or something.
Yeah, you were seen to be picking up off your webcam microphone or your laptop screen microphone, sounds of it. It was very distant. I did the most unusual thing. I literally took the microphone out of my webcam and wired the inputs over into so that no matter what input is selected, it will always select this microphone. I brought all the microphone inputs together, mixed them, and brought them into one channel, one mixing board.
Well, we all
Not
can't
all
be
of us
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids guy.
Yeah, Rick Moranis in the attic.
No, Karishima, yeah. I said that I made it so that it was easy. No matter what the computer decided to do, whichever mic it decided to feel like pulling out of his angles and listen to, you still hear me. Can you hear me the same?
Yes.
Lots of knobs. To get it all calibrated so it all sounds, no matter which way it goes, don't hear it switch.
I'm going to assume that you were a CB guy at one point, if you're older anyway.
Still am. I still listen. I still am, and every occasional I'll hear some of the transmissions from the Russian war come over my ham rig, because they are in fact using ham radio for that.
What frequency?
Why aren't they using satellite
10 meter?
Yes.
Are you
go up in the uppers? Yeah. Go up in the uppers. Yeah.
I thought they would use satellite comms.
Nope.
He didn't really.
Well, if you know how to set up your dipole, you can tap into it even. It's just a repeater station.
Yeah. Yeah. I could fire up the SDR, I suppose, but I'm just doing it straight up. My old ham gears. You got a scanner hooked to it, but I mean, other than that, it's not SDR.
Now, with ham radio, you have to have an FCC license to be able to transmit. You can listen, right? Without a license?
Correct. You
Okay.
can listen with nothing. Don't key it. I can key it, but for a normal person, don't buy the transceiver. Buy the receiver.
No, buy the transceiver for when crap really hits the fan. Just don't key it up.
I would recommend against buying the transceiver because you got to have up the correct antennas and stuff on those. Because if you do inadvertently key it, you can cause a lot of damage instantly. You want it right.
Yeah, you got to have your SWRs right.
Standing wave reflect for the non-ham initiated. SWR, standing wave reflect, or something like that. The lower you get that, the better. But yeah, no, I had to, in order to actually pick that stuff up, I had to bring my preamp into play to actually get it.
The newer preamps, they don't seem to work as well as the older ones do.
Mine's Valve, and it's homemade.
The newer ones, they seem to just grab extra noise.
Yeah, the solid state ones are shit. Most of them. Oops, sorry, swearing on the YouTube.
It's okay. It's not meant for children.
My brain is automatically programmed to YouTube etiquette automatically. As if I was talking to a bunch of 6-year-olds. And it could be. It's YouTube. Anybody can click on the channel.
Yep. Because I don't have it restricted.
Even if
But I
you
have it.
restricted, kids can set their accounts for 18. I just have it.
Yeah, but that's not my problem. That's YouTube's problem.
Oh, I know, but yeah. Yeah, you're right there, yeah, but
Yeah, I'm hip to all of those new laws that they came out with. So as long as I
just very
choose it, not
cautious for
meant
a
for
while until they get the
children.
hang of this new mode.
Yeah. But hey, I just want to say something. It's good to know the concept works. Proof of concept proven. Yep. Well, I mean, just like I wasn't.
You see what I did, did you?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there's going to be any congestion with a lot of people typing in YouTube, but no, it seemed to relay at the proper time. The only issue I have right now is with the Nightbot because it's Nightbot. It's like not really meant for YouTube; it's meant for Twitch, and I refuse to do Twitch.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Maybe is it something with it not working properly, or just not getting it right? Because I mean, you could always reach out to Helio. He uses Nightbot. He's used it for years. He probably would be able to help you.
No, it's a problem with the permissions. Like I have it to time people out if they emoji spam and stuff like that, but it only times them out for 5 seconds instead of the full 5 minutes, so YouTube doesn't recognize it as a noble command. I've even tried changing it to 500 seconds, and it still defaults to 5 seconds.
It's quite close together, the timing for the bot.
Oh yeah, it's got to go through another, well, the Restream bot itself, that server, and then through the Discord server for the Restream bot, and then to this server. So it's pretty seamless. I mean, we can't expect zero latency on anything.
No, but I mean, for what it's doing, it's not bad. I mean,
And I won't be streaming 24/7. So it's just like I decided to stream because we had a lot of people in. Why not?
as long as you do it in this channel, it wouldn't matter. Because then if we want to join in and know that we're going to be hot on the YouTube, hell yeah. I didn't leave the channel, did I?
Nope.
As long as it's clean. Nobody's cutting, patching words together that don't belong together.
And
everybody can turn their notifications on, and they would get notified. And if they wanted to make sure, because we know YouTube doesn't always push notifications for content that they don't like, and this is one of those topics. So they could click the link, join the server, and then he could put out notifications in the server as well, and they would get them regardless of whether or not YouTube decided to push them.
Yep. But the other thing is it's also going to D Live, and I have somebody watching on D Live, and they're not saying anything. It's strange.
Dare them.
I'm going to do a test here. I wonder if this will work.
You know, we're kind of past the point of
Didn't work.
finding out where they're lying and showing people the lie, or past the point of like testing to see and showing them how, you know, that the globe falls apart, all the claims built upon it fall apart. Because right now, I mean, we've reached a point where we're beyond all that. We're at the point where everything is pretty much confirmed. What can be confirmed is confirmed. What and there may still be can you hear me? Am I coming through?
Sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you. He's just talking over you.
Sorry. Preoccupied.
And there may be a few things that we can still yet confirm. However, it's like to the point where, you know, the people that we talk to, this has been like this for about 2 years now. It seems like they're just resistant to it's like the lady that was in here earlier, right? It's when I mentioned something about the measurements and that it measures flat and no one has measured any curvature anywhere. You would think if she was really wanting to know what the truth was, what would she do at that point? She would want to see the measurements. She would want to look into that, and she would want to like find out, okay, well, why are they saying it's glow? Where are their measurements for it? And start researching, you know, going down a path similar to that. But they don't. It's just automatic, knee-jerk, defend, mock. So we're kind of at the point where it's just share the information, and it's up to the person, each individual, right, what they're going to do with it.
I think that's kind of what I was getting at. Is we're gonna globers and earthers, flat earthers here, and somebody. I mean, it's not that us flatters came. We came from the globe, so don't try and tell me the globe again. I already know that. I came out of that, so that's why I was wondering why don't they seek out, which doesn't mean that girl that was in here tonight won't start seeking it out and eventually get there. But it's the arguments are like, my goodness. I don't know why Glovers want us to be Glovers again. It's like coming to Torah and that. It's like, I've been where you've been at. I got out of that. Don't try to talk me back in. So, I don't know. That's how I see it. And you do feel like you've exhausted everything you could show and speak about.
Well, that last message was like a whole half a minute lag. Yeah, pretty much the participant role gets you the ability, like those that have the lower roles, to be able to participate in the live stream. Lets them turn their camera on and their screen on, that kind of a thing. But I can adapt that later. But right now, why not let them turn their cameras on?
Can the cameras be seen on Discord? YouTube?
Yep. Yeah, if I have to adjust it and switch it to the game mode instead of program.
Yeah. I would probably highly recommend against doing that. Because it would be very, very easy for someone to get that role.
Don't give them ideas.
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
Stand up, birthday suit and all.
Huh?
Yeah, stand up with only the birthday suit. You know, it's just, yeah, cameras on most. Be careful.
And see, the good thing is I can go on. It's not really a bot; it's just my other account, and click everybody that's in the lobby or in the panel to disable video, so it doesn't show up on my end. It'll show up for everyone else.
Yeah, on Discord it's fine. I mean, but it only take one troll to stand up just at the wrong time when the wrong person suddenly turns around and says, "Mommy, look at his," you know.
That's why you don't end the stream; you just delete it.
Yeah.
Fig leaf. That's what you say. Is missing fig leaf.
They're little penguins.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The question is, with no evidence or measurement for why are they still Globers? That's the question. That's the question that we think about. They have there's so many different paradigms that they remain within.
They're thick.
I understand you. I understand. That's the same question I have. And it's, they're determined not to believe it is all I can figure. And I think if they really would like to know and really wonder if they're being deceived, they could look into it and they would find out.
Did you know that the mirror is absolutely true of globe earthers when referencing flat earthers? The absolute exact mirror that they say that
so you're saying you see us in the same light? Is that what you're saying?
That's what the average is. I don't care if you're what shape you think it is. Are you a good person? That's me. The 420 always says, is the member a good person? Can I talk to the member? Can I have a conversation without fighting with the member? And so far, yes.
So these ones that you're speaking of that look at us in the same light, that's illogical because it's not even equivalent, right? It's not the same because we have measurements, we have evidence. They don't have any.
The thing is that the mirror is actually.
But there is a difference.
It's just a mirror. It literally is a mirror because I can look at this from both points of view. I'm a former. Okay. I'm a former. I was believer when I was a kid.
What?
And then I took the helicopter flight. Straight up.
You were a believer of what? You were a kid.
But now it don't matter. I switched over. But all I'm saying is that
hang on, I'm lost. You were a believer of what when you were a child?
I used to believe in what the name of the server is. But that got broken when I started to really get myself clear off the ground a long ways and then started doing little tests, playing around. Getting a telescope given to me, optical one, because digital technology wasn't the thing.
Good, Scott.
because I'm old. So there was no
Scott?
computers when I started playing.
So your test, get away from thinking the Earth was flat, thinking the Earth was a globe.
Well, such as
looking
going
at the sky.
flying straight up and seeing multiple, cruise ships sitting off in the distance. I call them ocean liners, but it's cruise ships. And then when we landed back down, all that stuff was obscured again by the water itself.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a limit to our vision. Like when the more you go increase your altitude or your height, further you're going to be able to see because you're increasing the angle.
No, it's because you're getting yourself out of the way of the water.
Because where people claim that curve begins and boats go over the curve, you can zoom in on them and bring them back into view. And there is no measurement anywhere of any curve. And we know how water behaves. It takes the shape of its container when it's left undisturbed and it seeks its level. So
and level is the shape of the surface of the. How do I explain this to you? No, I don't want to get into this. No, I'm stopping myself now. I am not going to do this. I don't want to. I want to keep myself calm, neutral, and not try to convince one way or the other because there's no sense in me trying, because we're not going to cause each other to change sides.
I'm not trying to cause you to change sides. I'm just
no, and I don't want to try to cause you to change sides because I know that I can't get you to say it. So it's fine.
Well, I could. Yeah, I could. All anyone would have to do is show me measurement of curvature. But I believe you were starting to say that level means the shape, level with the shape of whatever it's in, and it's not the case. Level, it's flat.
Level and flat are two different things. Level and flat are, in fact, two different things. And when I do long distance tests, I have to actually split those apart.
Level is not. It's level. It's not having one part higher than the other. It's level and flat.
Yeah, I like how gravity can affect light, even though light has no mass.
Because if you have like an ocean floor that has,
you're talking about the level of a black hole gravity. Yes.
I'm talking about gravitational lensing.
If you have ground surface,
the
bottom of the ocean, right, that has like humps and little hills and dips, the surface of the water does not take that shape. It's flat, level.
Like I said, there's no sense in me arguing because you know that I know absolutely separate words, separate meanings, not equal meanings in any way, shape, or form.
And you don't have a conversation at all? I'm just stating
the
facts.
words flat and level will never be construed with me because they mean two different things. One is, in fact, a curved surface, the level surface. And the flat surface
it is not.
In fact,
Show me. Curved surface.
Okay, across the ocean. Plain ice.
Water does not behave that way. Show me a demonstration of water.
Look out across the ocean.
Curved.
With binoculars or just naked eye.
Level is different than curved. Level and flat are synonymous.
Get up on the lifeguard lookout if they'll let you up high enough, and just look out across.
Okay,
You can actually see it.
What am I looking for?
You can see the curve on the ocean surface.
Oh,
you don't.
Can I go a whole nother direction on it?
I do not want to continue this because I don't want to get.
Okay, then I will not do it. Okay? I will not.
I apologize.
No problem.
Yeah, I really don't. I know that. I know what. I know that. Yeah, it's an unstoppable force trying to meet an immovable object.
Has anybody noticed, like, when they open their eyes underwater, they don't see as clear as they can unless they had, like, an air gap with their eye?
That's because the lens of the eye is practically pure water. There's very little other materials in it. So when you immerse it in water, it changes the refractiveness of the lens itself. Plus, there's pressure against dry from the water.
Supposed to be water under the lens too, right?
There is.
Or a liquid.
But the outside is expecting air, not liquid.
The only problem is why does it become clearer when you look through air when you have a refractive index to look
because
through, like say water and then air, which makes
the inside of your goggles is flat.
Not all the time.
Most of them are flat or refractive in a way to make them seem flat.
I mean, I think it even happens with cameras too. You need like a box around the camera in order for it to...
Yeah, you need a designed lens to go underwater.
Yeah.
That compensates for the fact that you're putting it into a liquid.
But yet, we can also fill that air gap with, like, say...
Right, you can take a normal camera underwater if you put an air gap in front of the lens. Hence the GoPro case.
Air gap with a liquid that has the same refractive index as the lens, and it should be able to see clear. But it actually distorts things when you're not having it, like, touching and submerged. Like photolithography when they're doing the dyes now, because they have, like, 0.2 nanometer traces, some crap like that. It's like getting harder and harder for them to engineer these dyes through the photolithography because the wavelength of light themselves gets interfered and it will break the trace. It won't etch correctly.
Well, I just want to be clear that
it's like not mineral oil. It's like wintergreen oil or spearmint oil or something like that.
I just want to be clear. I have no issues with I don't like to try to make people talk, and I'm not like one to be pushy or anything like that. But this happened several times, and if someone doesn't want to talk, it's cool. Then whatever. When someone makes false statements and then says they don't want to talk while continuing to make false statements, that I have an issue with.
Well, he has his way of defining it, which I don't even understand, but that's okay. I was just more curious on if all the water is being held by gravity. That is, I mean, I'm not on the level end of things, and why can I go splashing in the water and it just drops down and I'm not smushed to the ground like the water in the ocean, holding it upside down when the world is supposed to be upside down? How can I just go frolic in the water and it's...
Because gravity, like they present it, doesn't exist. There's specific gravity, which is all about density. Gravity doesn't hold, like they claim, hold water to the earth. If it did, it would never rain.
Well, that's how I took it right down to a childlike level, and I was thinking, my gosh, if this, trillions, I don't even know how many tons of water and the pressure it takes to keep it on the sides and upside down and everything, and yet I could go frolic in that water and not be a blob at the bottom because of the pressure holding the water in. Yet I'm in that water. That just kind of... Anyway, do you have an answer to that one?
I've got to get ready to go for bed anyways. Here it's 3:47 a.m.
And I'm sorry, I did...
Are you in Newfoundland?
No, New Brunswick.
Oh, okay.
I just lose track of time once in a while. Literally blanks out.
So wait a minute. Is that anywhere near where Letterkenny's filmed?
Maybe gravity bend in time.
You take care. Thanks for the chat.
All right, bud.
Peace.
Shalom.
Good. Thanks for the mod roll on the channel. Appreciate it.
Yeah, try not to ban everyone.
I am not that hot-footed with fingers.
Timeouts work better. Allows them to cool down.
That's all I ever use.
And then they get a little heated afterwards, but then they cool down after.
Yeah, that's all I ever use. If there's going to be a ban, you can do it yourself. It's your channel.
But like if they post porn links
That
course,
you're gonna
that's-
get. Yes, you're gonna get it. But I mean, if it's
Nova non grata.
blank, some vulgar rudeness, blank you flatty or blank you globy, you're gonna get some timeouts. But if it's you up and this explicit word comes up, yeah, I'm gonna hit the other button. That's all. Yes, I've got a curve to me that you gotta fall below to get to deadly buttons.
Wait, so what would they call that? Fall below the curve?
I'm not talking a physical
Fall
curve. I'm
below the
talking,
level?
No, what I mean is when I will suddenly decide, okay, you're getting kicked from the channel because you are slurring and you are trying to get the channel down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're just being swearing and being an idiot, we'll just mute you for a minute. Time you out for the 300-second thingy. Okay, you take care.
I think it's 5 minutes. Yeah.
It's 300 seconds is what it is.
So maybe that's why okay.
60 times x equals 300 seconds.
Solve x.
2240. Yes, 5 minutes.
5 minute timeout.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 5 minutes. Yeah. 300 seconds. Try
Maybe
that.
that's why, because I set it to 500.
No, YouTube, it's 300 seconds. It has to be that or it won't be a valid timing.
Yeah, that's what I'm running into with Nightbot issues.
I had to do that in my bot too. I had to set it for 300 seconds. Nothing else would work. But you're running a different bot than me. So I don't know.
Well, the Restream bot does no moderation. You just have to have it admin because the links. So
yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah. All I've got is moderator. I don't have admin.
Well, that's moderator is admin, unless I give you the permission to manage channel. But that's not going to be given to no one.
I don't blame you. I don't need it. I'm happy.
Because then anyone can use my stream key.
Nope, I'm happy enough being able to keep the Discord server clean.
Right on. I appreciate your help. And I have no issues at all with the DLive community. It seems like only the YouTube community is the toxic one.
I'm going to close that. I don't know if the stream is still going or not, but...
Yeah, it is. But by the looks of things, seems like everybody's calmed down and is winding down, already getting in bed.
Yeah.
So I'll probably end it here in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm seriously dead myself right now. Almost 4 a.m. And...
Not good.
I gotta go remove a piston at 8 a.m.
Oh, dude, go to bed.
Peace, shalom, and get a good night's rest.
A few hours sleep, I would hit off the bong in the morning, I'm alright.
Some sativa,
Cup of coffee. It's off the bong, sativa. Wake and bake, and away you go. And yes, I just said that on YouTube, right? Sorry.
It's alright. Shit, I stream my weed stuff on it.
At least I'm not going in, being too mouthy.
Because in the states that I live in, it's legal to cultivate. Yep.
The country I live in is legal to cultivate. And I mean the country.
It's legal to country?
In the country, the whole country, it's legal to cultivate.
Yeah.
Legal to smoke, legal to possess, legal to make your concentrates out of it.
That's the one thing I can't do, make concentrates. I got in trouble for that. And that messed up, and a year later they legalized it.
Damn.
But not me. I can't do it.
Oh. Fuck.
Yeah. That's the only bad thing about the laws out here.
Jeez.
It should have been retroactive, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I got a real beef because my son, several years back, went to prison for growing marijuana, and now it's legal. And it just seems like I do get angry over that because they took a good chunk of his, 3 years away from his life for growing marijuana that is now legal.
And on top of that, he probably didn't get the record wiped.
Oh, I'm sure not. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, that's going to cause enough in arms. Repugnant laws for a repugnant nation under repugnant constitution.
Which, because he was in prison, he can't have guns. You know, all the other things that go along with it.
Well,
Even though
you live in Texas, right?
I live in Washington.
Some people live in Texas. I stayed there for a short while when I was younger. But someone kicks your door off the hinges and comes into your house and you pop them, you're not necessarily going to get in trouble. If you do that in Canada, you go to jail.
Same with Arizona, too.
Yeah. Yeah, if someone kicked your door off the hinges here in Canada and you raised a pistol and you popped the assailant, you go to jail. In Texas, he goes to the morgue. You just get yelled at, more or less.
Hey, I heard, is it true up there in Canada now if somebody, breaks into your barn and cuts their leg and gets an infection, you get sued?
Yep.
It's bullshit. Why are the thieves being protected? Because the thieves run the nation.
I think there was actually a case where someone was going to rob somebody, and they were going to go through a skylight and fell through it and sued the person. Yeah.
I know someone else that actually did that. I know someone else that had that happen, and the house owner managed to actually countersue, and they did win.
I would have countersued for loss of sleep, labor, criminal charge, and maximum fine for grand larceny, because I'm going to say that the TV that they broke, I would say the TV that they broke and the glass that they broke when they fell through was $1,500 to get replaced. It's grand larceny. Felony.
Yeah, but you know what? Now that's civil, isn't it?
Actually, it'd be more than that. Skylight.
Oh, I know. It'd be a minimum.
Try and get your money.
Yeah.
It's not really for frivolous. It's
There's
more
lots
like
of ways they say you're supposed to handle it in Canada, but can't be said on the live stream.
There's a lot of bear up there.
Huh?
There's a lot of bear up there in Canada, right?
Yeah, there's a few of them.
What about cougars? Because there's cougars out here.
A few and far between, sadly.
Well, that's kind of a good thing. We don't really want cougars in our area. We'll want them out in the wilderness.
No,
but the problem is when we start encroaching on the wilderness and then we're in their territory.
I wouldn't mind if a cougar just stayed in my dooryard all the time. Slept under the porch. Wouldn't bother me a bit. As long as the cougar knew that I was the good guy and he just would protect the house while I'm gone. You know, and then he can run off to the woods, go do whatever the cougar wants to do. He can stay around the house. If you just hang around the house and protect the house, and whenever you get something, just take it back with him to the woods.
Okay, Tiger Dan.
Whenever he gets a treat. You know what a treat is. Yeah.
Yeah, like you bring a chicken home and throw it at him.
No, I mean whenever the treat tries to break into the house and the cougar gets the treat.
Yeah, the chicken.
Yeah. The idiot chicken.
Yeah, code words, man, code words.
Yeah. Two-legged dummy chicken.
Did you get restrictions lifted there in Canada?
Pretty good degree, yes. It's coming up. It seems to be coming up. Just hope there's not another wave and cause another lockdown.
Yes.
I got a giant barbecue I'd like to fire up and have a big party.
You do wonder.
Just remember, when you do have the party, don't advertise it in the town and all that.
Why?
Because there's Karens there. Karens and snowflakes, right?
They just add to the spice of the party. Everybody's
Your music's too loud.
everybody's got smartphones but me, so they just add to the life of the party. The Karens.
They're all.
Your music's too loud.
No, your music is too old. Why don't you play some real good music and everyone play the old stuff? Where's the stuff?
Hey, DJ, turn the other amp on, would ya?
And the sound just jumps by about an order of magnitude and volume.
God, 420. If you don't want to say the name of that server, just DM it to me. If it's another Flat Earth server that I wouldn't mind actually checking it out.
It's a private server, though, is what I'm getting at. Like, it's for us. You know what I mean?
Who's us?
We bring people in one at a time, and there's no moderators, there's no admins, there's nothing like that.
Okay, I see. So I'm not welcome there. I got you.
Not yet. No one. Nobody on this server is on there.
You vet them.
I mean, I don't think anyone's asked but me, but that's okay.
Yeah. No, when I send an invite to that server, I come to the person and say, I've got a server that I'd like for you to come join. And it takes me a while to get to know that I'm okay. This guy is going to be allowed on the server because anybody can delete anybody's messages. It is a server that the at everyone role is turned on as admin. To a very good degree. Server. Yep. Not admin, but a lot of the stuff's turned on. You know what I mean?
So you need to fill that person out, check them out, and feel trustworthy with them.
Yeah, because upon joining the server, they're a moderator.
And so, okay, yeah.
There's no such thing as a non-moderator. Everyone's got server mute and timeout. Everyone's got mute, server deafen, disconnect.
Oh, you're not okay. You're not.
No one has kick.
In other words, you're not comfortable with me being there.
I got to get used to everybody. Okay, it's just how it was. I don't even have battle mod on there or ape. None of them are on there.
Is there anyone that we may know that may be a member of it?
If there is, that's the thing is that you have to learn never to speak the name of the server. It's a private server.
It's Fight Club. So stop talking about Fight Club.
Well, it's his server, and I respect you for having it the way
a lot of other servers I can invite you to. I'm on plenty enough servers.
It's your server?
I own several, but the one there I'm not inviting anyone to until they're fully vetted with me.
If you're a Glober, why do you have a server that's a Flat Earth server?
Stop talking about Fight Club, guys. Like Josh said.
What was wrong with my question? I mean, I just want to know why he's got a Flat Earth server if he's a Glover.
I was just carrying on Josh's joke because I didn't have time to unmute, and he said it before me.
We share the den and this one, obviously. Only two. You're not on the 24/7?
No.
I am.
They don't like me.
Why do you have a flat Earth server if you're a Glober?
Why am I a moderator on a flat Earth server if I'm a Glober?
He said he was neutral.
Because I'm neutral.
A little while ago, he said that he used to believe it was flat. Now he went to
But
globe.
I don't try to moderate a server towards one side or the other.
I thought it was your server. That's
It
what
is.
I asked you a few minutes
But
ago.
what I mean is that you go into the rooms, you have conversations, there's flat globe and all that rooms in there. You go in, you know what, that when you go into that room, the conversation will be about that topic and nothing else. It's very, very strict, that server. Bans can happen quite quickly when you don't do it right in there. It's a lot harder to stay on that server than any other server that I've been on, and I'm sure that you've been on.
So what you've done...
It's just kept that way because everyone has got the ability to mute anybody. It makes it so that it's a moot point to mute anybody because anybody can just unmute themselves. That's why I did it that way.
So you don't think the Earth is a globe?
He's on the fence.
I never said I didn't think that. You know I'm a globe earther.
Okay.
But I don't
Do you
want
have a,
to
but
discuss
you... Okay.
You're really good at getting people to try to talk about things when they're not into it.
But when they say things that don't make
you that.
sense, yes, because when I think people are lying, because I think you're a liar.
That's fine. Okay.
This is like the third conversation. This is the third time we've had interactions where you say things, right? But you can't back them up, and then you backtrack and you say, "Oh, I don't want to talk about it."
It's not going to get me to invite you to that server.
It's okay. I don't want to go. I just wanted to know what it was because I don't believe you. I don't believe that. I just don't believe you.
The server is under
There's no
the
reason
name
for
of
me to believe you. Everything you say is in contradiction.
The server has Flat Earth in its name, but anybody can have their own opinion on there. And no one is going to try to debunk anyone's opinion. They're just going to put out their position. And we're not trying to take down someone. We're just saying, okay, I see what you mean. And just accepting it. And then the other guy will listen fully to what you got to say. But they won't counteract it. They just will listen.
That's just...
so you can think about both sides.
Well, that's just mutual respect, right?
Yes, that's all the server is.
It's the same here.
Yep,
the only difference,
pure mutual respect.
The only difference is like if I don't know what the only difference because I don't even know that the thing exists. But all I'm saying is that when the only time that anyone ever gets their feet held to the fire is when they make statements of things that they're claiming to be factual without any evidence that goes against what you know to be factual.
But on that server, you can put down your evidence, whether it's factual or not factual, and you will not be taken over the coals for it. They'll just look at it, and people just make their own decisions personally upon themselves. Like, they don't tell you, okay, you're wrong, here's why. I've listened to that member's message, or I've listened to that member talk about it, and then I make my own decision for myself. That's all it is. That's how it works. It's very simple that way. We just listen. We don't try to question in a way to try to lead in any way, shape, or form. We let each other tell our story freely. We'll
without trying to persuade.
Yes, we'll say, we can just talk 5 minutes about our position, whatever it may be, and then that we end it. And we just, once we've spoke it, people just will think about amongst themselves what they think of the conversation or the statement.
I mean, I get it. People can just lie and nobody's going to check them on it. I mean, no one here tries to persuade anybody. No one here tries to persuade anybody. It's just like when people claim things are factual.
Yeah, then I go Google it.
It's different.
Yeah, then I go Google it. You know what I mean?
Google doesn't have factual information.
I said you can go Google it. You get what I mean when I say that word. Everyone uses that word.
That's not how I verify things, though.
No, but
Google's not
you go
accurate.
search. No, but you can go search stuff. Using the word Google nowadays is just an acronym for search. We all know
And
that.
when I've already searched the things out, the topics out, and I already know what the information and facts are, and someone's saying something contradictory to that, I'm going to hold their feet to the fire. And it seems to be like every time that happens, right? You don't want to talk anymore. So
yeah. Well, say it this way: even Arn Raw can't get on that server because he's too opinionated for that server.
Now, see, when I just sent that, it instantaneously did it. So I don't get it. Like I put a bot command, and then the bot responded, and it resolved. But it didn't pop the link.
Yeah. Just be careful with YAG. That's all. I don't trust that bot any farther than I could throw a moose. And I live in Canada, and they're big.
And then I'm going to post this right here. It's able to upload. Night God ended up doing a video on Antarctica. He made a discovery when he was doing looking at the earthquake maps. He found out that National Geographic actually considers Antarctica to completely encircle the Earth. Right? And the land's way too big, but when you see it on these Google Earth and all that, it seems smaller than South America, smaller than Africa.
But there's just over it. It's 4:10 a.m. Holy fuck! Why can't I get myself to disconnect from Discord?
Well, just hold on another 10 minutes, and it'll be 4:20, and smoke you one, and disconnect while you're puffing and.
I'm gonna go pack a bowl. I gotta go bud bust anyways. My bud buster's empty. It'll take me a minute. Thanks for reminding me.
You got to catch a bus to go to bed?
No. Dig out my bud buster. Grind up my weed so I can smoke a bowl before I sleep.
Oh, your grinder. Oh.
Yes.
I thought you. Never mind.
Grinder. Yeah.
Strap yourself in tight when you go to sleep. That way, when the earth spins faster than the speed of sound, you won't get slung off.
Take care.
All right.
Maybe I'll see in 100 degrees or so of rotation from now.
Man,
what are you doing? Spinning the 45?
Dude.
So I'm going to watch this video that I ripped from Night God's Facebook.
Well, I'm going to head out, you guys. I am tired and going to get me some sleep. So, shalom to all, peace to all, and good night.
Yep, peace. Have a good one.
Come back. Look forward to seeing you. Or hearing you. I can't see you. But good night.
I'm on board with your truth. I definitely think he's lying straight through his teeth.
What was that, Spiral?
Said I think he's lying too.
Well, you heard the conversation this morning.
Yeah.
And then it's like that's about the third or fourth conversation that I've tried having with him that he's made statements or claims and then that I know are not factual. Then when I start addressing it or trying to ask for something to substantiate it, and it's not opinion, it's nothing more than just making claims that are false. Then that's when he says, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.